stand on.
The Matrix bedroom is a blockbuster.
We should really stop talking about this.
Fine, take this blue pill and you'll forget all about it.
That's a jelly bean.
Yeah, I know. I already ate the red one.
The Matrix bedroom, starting at just $230 a month with no interest till September of 2028 through September 7th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Penny Mustard Furnishings.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers lose against the Blue Jays in Toronto 8-4, but win the series 2-1. The Crew will begin a fresh series against the Phillies this afternoon at 3:10. Brewers warm-up begins at 2. Badger Volleyball loses against the 5th-ranked Texas Longhorns on Sunday 3-0. Their next matchup is Thursday at 7 p.m. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Rich Lawns.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, morning patchy fog with sunny and beautiful later on with a high of 75. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 58. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 77. Wednesday, cloudy with the chance of showers and a high of 72. Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 62. Friday, chance of showers with partly sunny later on during the day and a high of 65. Right now in Madison, it's 50. In Waukesha, it's 52. In Green Bay, it's 50. And in Milwaukee, it's 55 degrees. I'm Nizer Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:06.
This is Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins.
Happy Labor Day to you. And whether you're chilling at the grill at home or you're driving back to wherever you need to go this Labor Day morning, you're going to need to know how the weather's going to be. So joining us is TMJ4 meteorologist Brendan Johnson. And it looks like we both pulled holiday duty, Brendan.
Yes, we are laboring this Labor Day, Libby. How are you?
I am great. I've missed you now that you're on weekdays again.
Yes, absolutely. But I know you guys are getting treated well on the weekends with meteorologist Michael Fish. I know he's a legend.
He is. We've had a lot of fun with Fish. There's no question about that. All right, so first of all, what are you doing for Labor Day other than working?
Other than working, well, I'm hoping to get out of here a little early because family does a nice barbecue. We do a lunchtime barbecue on Labor Day. So I'll head down to the Chicago suburbs to hang out with some family that I haven't seen in a while and get together with everybody to kind of close out the summer months. And then I'll hear all about how devastated my mom is because she has to close her pool.
Oh, the poor thing.
And the pool season. Oh, I know. I can't believe. Can you do something about these temperatures? I want it to be in the 80s. And it's like they think I can snap a finger and just, poof. I can't.
You're a meteorologist, darn it, not a magician.
Right? Exactly. Now, if I only could get my parents to understand that.
All right. So what do they throw on the grill? Do you get steak?
No, we do burgers, hot dogs, brats. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we do. No, that's a typical Johnson McEwen family grill out.
Well, it sounds yummy. Have a brat for me.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, how about temperatures? Is it going to be pretty pleasant out there?
Libby, this could not be more perfect of a Labor Day for us. Typically we'd be in the upper 70s around this time of year. That's exactly where we'll be today, if anything, coming in a degree or two short of that. But full sunshine today, beautiful. High of around 75 in Milwaukee, upper 70s a little bit farther to the southwest. The one thing I'll add this morning, we are seeing a little bit of some patchy fog closer to the Kettle Moraine, a little bit farther west of Milwaukee. Nothing too widespread or too particularly dense, but just something to keep in mind if you're heading out early, driving, maybe working on this Labor Day.
But as we get to the middle of the week, now, what are you thinking is going to happen on Wednesday with that storm that's headed this way?
Yeah, so we got a strong cold front that's going to drop in from the north. So we get one more nice day of weather tomorrow, so we'll still be in the upper 70s. But yes, Wednesday, scattered showers, even a few thunderstorms. Now, this is going to be the second day back to school for the kiddos, especially here in around Milwaukee. Tomorrow will be great, both ride to and from school. The ride to school Wednesday, I think, will be fine. We might have a couple of sprinkles in the morning if they're able to make it to the ground. I think a lot of that rain will be fairly light, very hit and miss. It won't be until late morning and early afternoon that we see that more steady scattered shower thunderstorm activity as this cold front makes its way in. We'll still get those temperatures to top out in the low 70s, but then they begin to fall, Libby, late in the evening, overnight into Thursday. We'll drop the temperatures likely into the 40s first thing Thursday morning, and then a mix of sun and clouds on Thursday with a high in Milwaukee of only 62 degrees.
Oh my gosh, I hope you already got the hoodies out for the kids because they're going to need them by the end of the week.
You're going to need a whole wardrobe shift. But this, the third day of school, we'll have the rain jackets ready to go for the return trip home Wednesday, and then Thursday morning it's hoodie, sweatshirt, maybe even jacket weather.
Oh boy. Okay, well listen, I'm sure your mother's not going to be happy with that forecast.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm going to get an earful when I get home.
Brenda Johnson, always great to have you here.
Good to talk to you too, Libby. Happy Labor Day.
And have a relaxing one and a fun barbecue. It is 7:11 on WTMJ, and we've got a busy show ahead. There is going to be a protest at City Hall on Friday morning by the Milwaukee Police Association. And Alex Ayala, who is the president of the MPA, is going to join us for New at 9 to tell you exactly what is going on and why. Also, if you didn't hear this one, and I am just so excited for all the teachers out there and what an opportunity you have. If you know anybody out there who's a teacher, K through 12th grade, there is a $50,000 giveaway for teachers to redesign their education space. Last year, they give away 4 of these, and last year they only had 800 entries. So your odds of winning are much better than the Powerball. So if you know any teachers, make sure they're listening this morning because we're going to tell you all about it. Also, speaking of kids and school, are you aware that there's a program through some pediatricians where you can get free books for your children? Well, we're going to tell you all about that. Also, speaking of those students, a lot of them were affected by the floods, and especially the students who are at MATC, many of whom are older. Well, they lost a lot of things. I mean, they lost laptops. They lost just problems as far as whatever office things that they had for school. And there is a fast fund programs for them that we're going to tell you about. Also, have you bought eggs lately? Well, yeah, they're not as expensive as they were a few months ago, but they're still pretty high. So a lot of people are thinking about getting chickens for their backyards. We're going to talk about experts about both the upside and the downside of having a backyard chicken coop. Also, our favorite kite flyer, Scott Fisher, is going to join us with details about this weekend's festival. And if you enjoy getting outside this time of year, there is an autumn craft fair that's going to happen at a wonderful destination this coming weekend. We'll tell you where. The plant doctor, Melinda Myers, is going to be stopping by. She's got some hints for you of what you should be doing and not doing with your plants this time of year. I also talked with a spokesperson from the Department of Homeland Security about sex trafficking, and I asked her what she thinks about the possibility of Ghislaine Maxwell getting a pardon, and you'll hear her reply to that question. We're also going to hear about an amazing ride for recovery, and speaking about rides, getting out there in the cars. Starting tomorrow, there is an extended closure in a major interchange, and Debbie Lazaga has more details.
Commuters, get ready to adjust your drive. The DOT's Brian Purse told us that 2 major ramps at the Hale interchange are shutting down completely.
The first one is September 2nd. That's westbound 894 to southbound 43. And then the second system ramp, northbound 43 to eastbound 894. That closes 2 nights later, September 4th.
This full 45-day closure is for some serious bridge repairs. So you want to plan ahead to avoid getting stuck and keep your eyes open for those detours.
And keep that in mind. Those closures will begin tomorrow, and they're going all the way into mid-October. And Debbie, of course, will be here tomorrow morning during Wisconsin Morning News with more information about those long-term closures on the hail. Well, busy show as you just heard. We've got Nazir in the newsroom. Isaac's pushing those buttons. I'm here at the anchor desk, Libby Collins. And in just 2 minutes, we've got Marquardt and Sports. It's all ahead right here on Wisconsin Morning News. It's the Labor Day edition.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Rivalry baseball in September? It doesn't get any better. Join the Brewers as they battle the Cardinals Friday, September 12th through Sunday the 14th. While the action heats up, you can gear up for fall baseball with a Brewers crew neck giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on Saturday the 13th. Then bring the whole family for Looney Tunes Day on Sunday the 14th. The home stretch of the season is here, and you don't want to miss it. Get in on the action at brewers.com/tickets.
Streaming services, retail chains, and tech giants are all adding plus to their names. It's fairly obvious they were inspired by Hasselist mattress. Hasselist showrooms are employee-free, plus unbeatable prices on Tempur-Pedic, plus free next-day delivery, plus 60-month interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic with approved credit, plus a $300 MasterCard gift card with your Tempur-Pedic mattress. Maybe we should change our name to Hasselist Plus. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselist.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers fell short of the sweep, losing 8-4 against the Blue Jays yesterday. Murph says they just weren't playing their best.
You can't play defense like that and base run like that, and we can't play like that and win, especially against a team so good as the Blue Jays. So chalk it up to we haven't played like that in a while, but very uncharacteristic, but unacceptable. That's not us, and but it was today.
The Brewers have a chance to redeem themselves when they face the Phillies later today. First pitch is at 3:10, and Brewers warm-up starts at 2 here on WTMJ. Badgers volleyball fell to the Longhorns yesterday. Their next game, September 4th, against UC Davis. Badgers sports updates are brought to you by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more. I'm Marquardt for WTMJ Sports.
Thanks a lot, Marquardt. Yeah, I know my husband, who is just he is a true Brewers fan, was really disappointed yesterday.
It was disappointing to see, for sure.
Well, especially considering how they've been playing the last couple of days. But, I know that they can do better, but you got to give these guys a break because it's how many games in how many days now again? It's
Exactly.
20-some games.
And it's inevitable they're going to lose one every once in a while.
Yeah.
But
It'd be
it's
nice if
still
they always
disappointing.
won. But today, what time does our coverage start again?
Our coverage starts at 2. Dominic Catronio on Brewers warm-up.
And he'll have everything you need to know about the Milwaukee Brewers. It's 7:18. Well, as Brendan Johnson told you just a little while ago, it's going to be a pretty nice day today. I mean, enjoy it, because I think of the 3 holidays we've had this summer, this is probably the nicest. I think it's nicer than 4th of July. I think it's nicer than Memorial Day. It is going to be up to 75 degrees, sunny and beautiful. Our temperatures right now in Milwaukee, we have 59 degrees at 7:19.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here, talking about that nagging joint pain. You know the one I mean. Sometimes it's from years of hard work. Other times it's just an old injury that just never healed right. You don't even remember when it happened. Either way, it's been calling the shots in your life for too long. But that stops now with QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics can flip the script. It uses regenerative medicine that can help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints. Doesn't cover it up, doesn't cut it out. It actually helps heal and restore. And the results long-term lasting relief. So instead of planning your day around pain, you're planning it around the life you want to live. You're walking the dog without stopping. You're playing ball with your kid until they get tired, not until your knee tells you you're done. QC Kinetics. No surgery, no drugs, no long recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get your freedom back. Call 414-285-3474 for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Hey, Debbie, southbound 794. There was just an accident. Right now, it looks like at least one lane is closed.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Highway 45 southbound. A tire came off of a car.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Northbound 41 at Burleigh. 3 vehicle accidents just happened in front of me.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
If you were disappointed the other day when those Powerball numbers were announced, by the way, they were 3, 18, 22, 27, 33, and the Powerball number was 17, you didn't win because nobody won. So that means today the Powerball jackpot is going to be $1.1 billion, with a B, billion dollars. And believe it or not, this is the 5th largest prize in the game's history. I broke down, I bought a $10 ticket the other day, which meant 5 numbers. I haven't even looked to see. I know obviously I didn't win the Powerball. I don't even know if I won $2 on it or not. I got to check. But I thought for sure that was going to be the big one.
You always think so. It never is.
I know. And don't you always, I don't know about you, Isaac, but when you buy those tickets, don't you sit there and think, if I won, this is what I'd do with the money?
Yeah, always.
And the first thing I always think about is the person who sold it to me. I would go back and give them a great big tip.
That is very nice of you.
You don't think that when you buy them?
I've never thought of that, but that's
oh my
that's
gosh.
very nice.
No, I've always thought that I'll tell you a little story. Now, this goes back to when I lived in Indiana. And it just so happened that the little corner store where I lived, they sold at that time the big winning jackpot for the state of Indiana, which I think was about $10 million, which doesn't sound like much, but $10 million is $10 million.
Yeah, that's not nothing.
And it was a regular customer. And this is the guy who worked there. He told me, he said, the regular customer always said, I'll take care of you. And when he came in after he won the money, he said, don't worry, I'll take care of you. The guy never came back. Never came back. I know. Last thing we heard, he moved to Hawaii or something. But anyway, I've always said to myself that if by any chance I would ever win like a big jackpot, I would make sure whoever sold me that ticket would get something. So, hey, if I come in and sell me a ticket, just keep in mind, I will definitely take care of you. All right, it's 7:23 on WTMJ. Human trafficking is often hidden in plain sight. It silently affects an estimated 27 million victims worldwide. Joining us on our Siding Unlimited talk and text line is Brandy Bynum. She's the unit chief for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's Center for Countering Human Trafficking Outreach and Engagement Unit. And how prevalent is human trafficking, particularly here in the United States?
It's happening in our small communities, our large communities, in our rural areas, in our suburban areas.
Would it be correct to assume that many of those involved in human trafficking are immigrants?
No. Victims of human trafficking can be foreign-born, but there are also millions here within the United States that are born and raised that get trafficked every day. So what we've seen in a lot of labor trafficking cases is that a lot of those victims are foreign nationals, whether they're coming from a border or from legitimate job opportunities and legitimate visas from overseas.
How would we know that someone is a victim of human trafficking?
There's a couple of indicators that members of the public may see in their everyday life. So if someone does not have possession of their personal identification, their driver's license, or their passport, we've seen a lot of times traffickers will take that documentation to keep their victims in the life of human trafficking. So if I'm standing behind somebody in line in a bank and another adult has another adult personal identification, or their money. Someone may be controlled by others, or when you're having a conversation with them, they lack eye contact, or they may seem malnourished or disheveled. Another physical indicator could be various signs of bruising. We've also seen traffickers brand their victims.
Did you just say they brand their victims?
Yes, like cattle. So what we've seen is with like tattoos, they mark their victims with the same tattoos. It could be a heart with someone's name in the middle, and there's like 4 or 5 people in the group that have that.
We're talking with Brandy Bynum. She is the unit chief of the Department of Homeland Security's Center for Countering Human Trafficking. Who do you see being victimized most frequently?
When we talk about prevalent, but there are a lot of men and boys that are getting trafficked. It's just underreported, and that can be because of shame. Men just won't report, but we know that we have several men within our survivor human trafficking lived experience expert consultant network that we work with on our materials and different things like that, and they definitely say that it's underreported. The crime does not discriminate, and anyone can be a victim. On average in the U.S., the age of a human trafficking victim is 14.
14 years old.
Yes.
Just let that sink in a minute. That makes me think about a very notorious case, and it's in the news right now, Brandy, the Epstein case and Ghislaine Maxwell, and how she was involved in getting young women as young as 14, 15, 16 years old involved in human trafficking situations. What message do you think it would send if she were to be given a pardon?
You know, I've talked with a lot of survivors of human trafficking, not just about this case, but the fact that the media is just talking more about human trafficking, and especially folks in our networks. I think what they've said, and I don't want to speak for them, but what I've read in the commentary that they've pushed out is that it will hinder other victims from coming forward. But what we want to do when we partner with the survivor community is let them know that you are seen. We love you. We hear you. We want you to share and give you a platform to share your voice, share your story in the capacity that you want, in a sense of educating people. You know, when we talk to young people, because that is a big portion of what the campaign does, like we just had a group of 500 kids from across 300 community chapters come to D.C., and we spent an hour or so with them, is that, hey, this is what human trafficking looks like. And everybody that you meet online is not your friend. Don't share your location. When it comes to young people, it's about building their self-esteem. So these people don't come in and try to build them up, and they rely on them for better self-esteem to make them feel good about themselves. Cases like the Epstein case shine a light on human trafficking, and it opens the doors for conversations like these. And that just brings me to another point, because I think members of the public, when they hear these stories and they're like, well, why would that person stay in that situation if they were forced in commercial sex, or if they were forced to work with little or no pay? Like, why wouldn't they just leave? And so I ask people who think like that to show these victims grace, because they have vulnerabilities that one who's listening may not have. These people don't have a stable roof over their head. They don't know where their next meal is going to come from. They get sick, they can't afford to go to the doctor. They may not have parents, or they may be in foster care, or they may be getting bullied at school. Traffickers will lure their victims into the life of human trafficking because they recognize those types of vulnerabilities. Sometimes these victims don't have anywhere to go, and so they're forced to stay in their situation, and their traffickers know that. We have victims in our network who were kicked out of their home, because we like to say, oh, people are missing, but some people run away from home, especially young people, and they run right into a potential trafficker, and they don't look like a trafficker. Obviously, when they meet them, they're posing as a trusted adult, or they're posing as someone who loves them. And then after the grooming takes place, they have them doing these things that they never thought that they would do.
Finally, Brandy, if anyone thinks that they observe someone who might be involved in human trafficking, what should they do?
We do not want them to intervene unless they are law enforcement. If they think that someone is in immediate danger, I encourage them to call their local authorities at 911. If it is not an immediate danger situation and they just recognize some of the things that we've talked about, I encourage the listeners to call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 888-373-7888, or they can text info to 2333733. You can call in anonymously. Or if they want to report directly to law enforcement, the Department of Homeland Security has a tip line as well.
Brandy Bynum from the Department of Homeland Security's Center for Countering Human Trafficking. Can't thank you enough for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
There's a lot of noise coming out of Washington these days, but one thing retirees in Wisconsin can't afford to ignore is the new Big Beautiful Bill. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth. The changes buried in this bill could have a serious impact on your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we've dug into the details, and we want to make sure you know what's really at stake. The Big Beautiful Bill includes sweeping updates to tax brackets, Social Security thresholds, Medicare premiums, and retirement account rules. And for many retirees, it could mean higher taxes on your savings, more limits on deductions, and unexpected changes to your income plan. Maybe you're already retired, or maybe you're just a few years away. Either way, what you don't know could cost you thousands. That's why we're offering Wisconsin residents a free educational guide to help you understand how the new bill may impact retirees and questions to discuss with your trusted financial advisor. Just text the word tax to 414-897-9522. That's tax, T-A-X, to 414-897-9522. You'll get immediate access to expert insights from the team at Drake & Associates, retirement planners who have been serving Wisconsin for over 20 years. We focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you keep more of your money, avoiding surprises, and staying ahead of the curve no matter what Congress throws your way. So before the Big Beautiful Bill takes a bite out of your hard-earned savings, let's make sure your plan is designed to help prepare for uncertainty. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. That's TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping build retirement confidence right here in Wisconsin.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Well, we're coming up to 7:31. When we get back after the news, we're going to talk about chickens. But right now, we've got Nazir Spencer in the WTMJ Breaking News Center. And Nazir, it was another violent night in Milwaukee.
Yes, thank you, Libby. Police are investigating 3 non-fatal shootings over the past 2 days. The first happened Sunday evening around 5:30 near 29th and Lisbon, where a 71-year-old man was shot. Early Monday morning, a 16-year-old was wounded near 68th and Carmen just after 3 a.m. About 40 minutes later, a 40-year-old man showed up at a hospital with a gunshot wound. All are expected to survive, and all the shootings are still under investigation. Milwaukee police need help locating a vehicle involved in a deadly hit-and-run crash. They're searching for a gray 2008 GMC pickup truck with Iowa plates and possible minor damage to the hood. The truck struck a pedestrian near 35th and Greenfield on Sunday and was last seen on National Avenue. More resources to recover from southeast Wisconsin's historic floods. The American Red Cross is hosting 3 resource centers this week to help flood victims plan their next recovery steps. Agencies like Wisconsin Badger Care Plus, Food Share, the Wisconsin Office of Insurance, and the Salvation Army will offer assistance. Mental health services and spiritual care will also be available. Resource centers will be held Tuesday at the King Community Center, Wednesday at McCarty Park Pavilion, and Saturday at Mary Ryan Boys and Girls Club, all from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Those seeking assistance should bring proof of address. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Here's your WTMJ forecast. Today, morning fogs with sunny and beautiful with a high of 75. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 58. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 77. Wednesday, cloudy, chance of showers, high of 72. Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 62. Friday, chance of showers, partly sunny with a high of 65. Right now in Green Bay, it's 53. In Waukesha, it's 55. In Milwaukee, it's 55 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:33.
Nazir, I know you mentioned the 3 shootings that happened overnight, but also yesterday morning, there were a number, and I'm talking about early in the morning, there were a number of these street takeovers.
Yep.
One was right at, 6th and Wisconsin,
Yep.
right by the expressway.
Yep, 6th and Carmen. There was one on Walnut, I believe. There was one here near us on Water Street, actually.
Water Street, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and there's a few more actually on Saturday as well. I'm just keeping an eye on that, trying to get some more information out of that for sure.
Well, we're going to be talking with Milwaukee Police Association President Alex Ayala at a little after 9 o'clock this morning for New at 9. And I'll ask him about that and if there's anything that he can share with us about these street takeovers, because I know the police are just as frustrated as the residents in these areas where these are occurring. But they are going to be having a protest. I don't think there's any other way to describe it, a protest on Friday morning at City Hall, and we're going to get all the details on that from Alex. That's all ahead on the Labor Day edition of Wisconsin Morning News. It's 7:35. Love cutting your lawn or raking leaves? Yeah, right. Well, if you lived in a brand new Cornerstone development community, someone else handles those duties. Buy a brand new home in the Grove in River Hills, the Glen at Stonewall Farms in Grafton, the Glen at Standing Stone in Waukesha, or the Glen at Wanakee in Menominee Falls, and they take care of the maintenance. All built with your selection of finishes. If you downsize, there's a clubhouse for when you temporarily need to upsize. Take a virtual tour and see for yourself at cornerstonedevelopment.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Gruber Law can help you. I know. They helped me. I was in an accident, and they came through for me big time. They help people and families seriously injured in accidents. There's no cost, no fee to call, consult, and retain their firm. It's Gruber. Never a fee until they win your case. And they're winning cases and have been for 40 years here in Wisconsin, and they give back to the community, and that matters to me. They're involved and they care. Check out gruber-law.com. They're the real deal. gruber-law.com.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Welcome back to the second half hour of the Labor Day edition of Wisconsin Morning News. I'm Libby Collins, in for Vincent Eric. They will be back tomorrow morning. Well, for most of us, today is Labor Day, but there are a few others who are celebrating something called Layer Days. I talked with Amy Kuntz. She is the poultry brand lead from Calmback Feeds.
Some of the signs of avian influenza are acute mortality.
All right, we'll have Amy. We'll have Amy in just a second. Isaac, do we have Amy right? Okay, here's Amy Kuntz, poultry brand lead from Calmback Feeds.
Libby, Layer Days is a really exciting moment for us at Calmback Feeds. It really is focused on celebrating all of those wonderful chicken owners that are out there, but also people who've just recently purchased or gotten into chicken keeping, and they have those new chicks who are now becoming layers. And this gives us a moment to really celebrate those who are going to get their first egg and be able to watch those chicks go to adult laying hens.
I also asked Amy how many people have backyard chickens.
There are roughly about 17 million households that actually have backyard flocks, and it's nearly tripled since then. So a lot of chickens. And I would say that you've seen that movement mostly because of rise in egg prices. People are just wanting to get into it. Truly, poultry is the new, I like to say they're the new dog and cat. We're seeing a lot of people just get into chicken ownership because they want that companionship and they just like chickens.
I asked Amy if keeping backyard chickens is difficult.
Most chicken keeping is relatively simple. There are a lot of great resources out there. In fact, we at Calmback Feeds have great resources on our website that you can read and learn all about poultry keeping, what to look for, how to raise healthy hens, and how to raise and keep chickens and even mixed flocks. But most of it is a lot of phoning a friend and just learning how to keep poultry and chickens from your network. So Raising and owning chickens isn't necessarily hard. I think it's all about having the right tools and knowing where to go to get all of that great information that you need to be able to keep those.
And they've got a big giveaway they're doing in honor of Layer Days. And Amy told me how you can get more information.
We also, this is really exciting, on September 18th, we'll be having a live free webinar featuring, again, Dr. Nancy Jefferson from Kalmbach Feeds, as well as Lisa Steele, who runs the blog Fresh Eggs Daily. She's a huge poultry keeping expert, talks a lot about chicken facts and egg facts on her website. And they'll be discussing just fun things about having layers and what do you need to know about nutrition and what are best practices for egg care and also how to manage those chickens and your hens throughout the season. You can find all of that information on our website at kalmbachfeeds.com. That is KALMBACH, Kalmbach Feeds with an F.com.
And they're giving away a free chicken coop to somebody too, and all kinds of things that you need for your coop and your chickens and everything. So yeah, you'll want to check out that website. But raising backyard chickens has its risks as well. And you'll hear why you might be concerned right after this. It's all ahead on Wisconsin Morning News. It is the Labor Day edition, not the Layer Day. It is 7:40 and we have 59 degrees at WTMJ.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, our weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original knowledge broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today is Jeff Salasinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we've been discussing the whole there can be a cost to buying insurance on price alone thing. Now, tell our listeners what you mean by that.
Thanks, Vince. Great to be here. The price of any product you buy is important. When it comes to business insurance, there are other critical factors. The services your agent or broker offers matter as well. The lowest price can many times leave you on your own.
What do you mean alone?
Navigating the claim process, first and foremost. Most buyers are unfamiliar with this process and how it works. These policies are complex, and we understand them in depth, what's covered and what is not. Loss prevention services. Avoiding claims is the best way to manage your insurance costs. Low prices are great, but Vince, if you're going to be out there alone trying to settle a claim with your carrier or constantly being referred to a website, ask, why isn't my agent or broker helping me?
Oh, there's a lot there. Okay, so what's one thing the audience should definitely take away?
It's important to work with a partner that provides important services like claims management and loss prevention services. Will ensure you're getting a competitive price and service. You can have both.
And why should a business then or family work with R&R Insurance?
Vince, at R&R, we invest in client-focused professional services, humans, real people to help our clients. We understand how to present your account to an underwriter in the most favorable light. And R&R has been helping clients for almost 50 years. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to sit down and speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
And Vince and Eric will be back tomorrow morning right here on Wisconsin Morning News. If you already have a backyard flock of chickens, you might have cause for concern. And I talked with Dr. Chrislyn Wood, a poultry specialist from the USDA, about signs of avian flu.
Some of the signs of avian influenza are acute mortality that's unexpected, meaning several dead birds over 2 to 3 days. Also neurological signs like ataxia or difficulty walking, lethargy, depression, drooping wings, abnormal head position or twisted neck, even the drop in feed or water consumption because the birds don't really feel well, a drop in egg production if the birds lay eggs, and even just the presence of any sick or dead birds that are nearby or in direct contact with the flock. And we've seen lots of vultures that have been carriers for HPAI, so those are all some telltale signs of the disease.
And how is avian flu spread?
People can spread the virus accidentally on their footwear or on their clothing. If you have contact with those birds, you want to make sure you have dedicated shoes or footwear that can be disinfected, and also limiting the visitors, people who don't need to be inside your coop or with your birds. You want to limit those people to reduce the risk. Also limiting the areas where the birds are kept, keeping them in a dedicated area. We don't want them to wander near ponds or even standing areas of water after heavy rain, because those areas could attract wild birds that come to your area, and then they could carry the bird flu back to your flock.
A lot of people are wondering, can people contract avian flu?
It is rare for humans to contract HPAI, but it is possible for a person who has poultry at home, who's not wearing proper protective gear, or has ongoing contact with infected or dead birds, or even contaminated environment. It can be a risk for them. So you cannot get it from casual contact or cooking properly consumed poultry.
And finally, what should you do if you find a dead bird?
Toll-free number to report any sick birds to USDA, that's 1-866-536-7593. Also, there's a lot of information that can be found on our website, usda.gov.gov, and then just search Defend the Flock. There's lots of videos and biosecurity checklists, more information about avian influenza and biosecurity.
And that was Dr. Chrislyn Wood. She's a poultry specialist from the USDA. I'm Libby Collins. It's Wisconsin Morning News, the Labor Day edition. Vince and Eric will be back tomorrow morning. And at 7:45, we've got sports right after this on WTMJ.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County-Contracting-WI.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The Brewers came out swinging against the Blue Jays yesterday with an early homer by William Contreras, setting a hopeful tone for Milwaukee.
Contreras 1 for 9 in the series, and he launches one down the left field line. This one is back. It is at the track, gone. William Contreras, a 2-run blast, and the Brewers out to a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first.
But that was about as good as it would get yesterday. The Blue Jays took their revenge against the Crew with an 8-4 loss for the Brewers to end their time in Canada. The Brewers have a chance to redeem themselves when they face the Phillies later today. First pitch is at 3:10. Brewers warm-up with Dominic Cotroneo starts at 2 o'clock here on WTMJ. And Badgers volleyball fell to the Longhorns yesterday. Their next match is September 4th against UC Davis. Badgers sports updates are brought to you by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more. I'm Mark Hort for WTMJ Sports.
Thanks a lot, Mark Hort. It is 59 degrees at 7:47. We'll have your full Labor Day forecast after this.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at ACCUNET.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back September 9th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Texas Rangers.
And Yelich
Launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in September 9th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Well, today is that last big holiday of summer, and you want to get outside and enjoy it because it is going to be sunny and beautiful. We're going to get up to about 75 degrees. Then tonight, it'll stay clear, 58 for a low. Tomorrow, pretty nice too, sunny and 77. Then on Wednesday, we start getting some clouds with a chance of showers. Our high will only be 72 degrees. It gets chilly on Thursday under partly cloudy skies, 62. And on Friday, we've got another chance of showers, partly sunny with a high of 65. By the end of the week, we're going to see overnight lows in the 40s. Currently in Kenosha, we've got 60 degrees. In Delafield, it's 53. Port Washington has 55. And we have 59 degrees at 7:50 on WTMJ. Many people are still affected by the floods we had several weeks ago. And joining us on our WTMJ hotline is Bria Burris. She is with MATC, and she works on something called Fast Fund, and they're assisting students who really have been impacted by the loss of so many things. And Bria, tell us a little bit, first of all, about what Fast Fund is.
The Fast Fund is a 8-year-old nonprofit. FAST stands for Faculty and Students Together. It was started by the union at the college, so it's separate from MATC, our own 501c3. But the goal of the FAST Fund is to assist students who are facing emergency financial needs that would eventually cause that student to drop out or stop out of school. So we help from a wide range of different things, from housing, utilities, tuition payments, purchases of books, child care, transportation. That could be gas cards or maybe a portion of their cart note or anything that is an emergency need for a student. We try to help fill that gap.
Usually when you're asking for assistance as a student, that means filling out a lot of forms, waiting for a while to get things.
Yeah, no, the FAST Fund, it's a double entendre. FAST is how fast we try to get the services to students. We usually can get to a student within 24 to 72 hours. I mean, it's a goal. If it's an emergency, we try to take care of that student and eliminate the red tape that they would have to face in other circumstances throughout the community.
We're talking with Bria Burris. She's the director of Fast Fund at MATC. Let's talk about students who were affected by the flooding. Students are usually living, hand to mouth to begin with, so this has really had an impact on them.
Certainly. Our fiscal year began on July 1st, and within the first month of school starting, we have been inundated with applications from students who have been affected by the floods and trying to stay in school. Just in the month of August alone, the FAST Fund spent $30,000 helping students recover from the floods and, help them stay in school. So it was essentials that they've lost, food cards, gas cards, you name it.
What are some of the stories that you've heard and some of the things that people lost during that flood?
Students have lost supplies, laptops, clothing, and the average age of MATC students is 29. These are primary income earners who've taken time to go back to school, to further their education, to get living wage-paying jobs, and that means they've taken time away from their actual jobs in order to attend MATC. So when the primary income earner of the family is taking time off, then the entire family is affected. So the hope is when we're assisting students to stay in school, that we're also assisting the families and ultimately the community.
Tell us about the collaboration that's been formed this week between Fast Fund and the Sherman Park grocery store.
Yeah, so after being inundated with applications related to the flood, I reached out to a number of our elected officials, just making sure that we weren't duplicating services that were already there and being able to help students in the best way. So I contacted Alderman Jackson in the 7th District, and he brought together this collaboration with the Sherman Park grocery store. Many grocery stores on the north side have closed down in recent months, like Walgreens and Pick and Saves and different things like that. So the ability for us to partner with a grocery store on the north side and help make food accessible to the students and their families was a no-brainer for us. So we were able to establish this partnership, and we're hoping that we'll be able to continue to move it forward.
And of course, they're going to be supplying food cards to those who are facing emergencies. How can we get more information about Fast Fund?
You can contact us via our website, call our office phone at 414-522-4017. Again, visit our website if anyone wants to help us magnify our efforts. They can make a donation online. We have set up a flood assistance fund for MATC students, but the easiest way is to just contact our office or contact me directly, and that's 414-614-4174.
And one last question, Bria, about how many students does Fast Fund assist every year?
Just this past fiscal year, we helped over 2,900 students stay enrolled into MATC. Many of our students who get assistance from the Fast Fund, from our effectiveness study, 90% of them complete, graduate, or transfer into a four-year institution.
Well, thank you for the good work you're doing. Bria Burris from Fast Fund at MATC. You have a great day.
Thank you so much.
It's 7:55. Well, early yesterday morning, and when I say early, it was probably around 3 a.m., a number of people throughout the city were reporting these street takeovers, and it wasn't in just one area. They were literally all over the city. There was one here. I mean, we're at the Avenue in our studios at WTMJ, and there was one right here near the Lovell exit off of 94. There was also one around 6th and Clybourne. There was another around 76th and Good Hope. There were numerous ones, and of course, we're trying to get answers, which we have not gotten, of course, yet. But we are going to be joined at 9 with Alex Ayala. He is the president of the Milwaukee Police Association. We're going to ask him about that because I think a lot of this has to do with police shortages. If you look, yes, the police respond to these, but they only have so many squad cars that they can send to each location, and quickly these hoodlums, I can't think of a better way to describe them, move to another area, and the police are having trouble even keeping up with them in order to stop these street takeovers. So we're going to ask Alex about that. Also, the MPA is planning a protest at City Hall, which is just, I can't remember the police ever doing a protest at City Hall. They're doing it on Friday morning, and we're going to talk to him about that, where the negotiations are right now with the possibility of getting a contract. And, you know, we talked to Alex on WTMJ Conversations just a few short weeks ago, and he told me then that even if they sign a contract now, it's going to expire at the end of 25, so a little more than 3 months from now. So there are still a lot of problems going on between the police department and, I should say the police officers and that union and City Hall. A lot of problems on the street with these street takeovers, not to mention some of the shootings out there. And we're going to talk to Alex Ayala. That is right after 9 o'clock right here on WTMJ. Coming up in just a couple minutes, we've got news with Nizer Spencer. And then when we get back, we're going to talk about flying a kite on the lakefront. It's all going to happen next weekend right here in Milwaukee. I'm Libby Collins, in for Vince and Eric on this Labor Day Wisconsin Morning News. They will be back with you tomorrow morning.
Are you frustrated with those trendy weight loss shots? Whether you've hit a plateau, can't handle the side effects, or watch the pounds creep back after stopping, there's a better way. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Program has helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. Our doctor-developed program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast. Ready for real lasting results? Our caring team at Milwaukee Weight Loss is ready to help you achieve your weight loss goals. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, no meal kits or shakes.
and definitely no meds or injections. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weight's actually stayed off. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Les Miserables, still the world's most popular musical. Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables. October 28th through November 2nd at the Marcus Performing Arts Center. Tickets at marcuscenter.org.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Baseball is a long season. Some call it a labor.
Okay, just remember to keep breathing.
But here in Milwaukee, we call it a labor of love.
Screaming, I'm screaming, I'm screaming! Ah!
Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here!
It's the Brewers clashing with the Phillies in Milwaukee. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 2:35 on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm gone.
At 8 o'clock, it's 59 degrees in Milwaukee. Today, a little foggy in the morning, sunny and beautiful throughout the rest of the day with a high of 75 and a low of 58 tonight. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Nazir Spencer. Pope Leo addressed the deadly shooting in Minneapolis during his Sunday Mass at the Vatican.
Our prayers for the victims of the tragic shooting during a school mass in the American state of Minnesota. We include in our prayers the countless children killed and injured every day around the world. Let us plead God to stop the pandemic of arms, large and small, which infects our world.
The Pope also called for an immediate ceasefire in Ukraine, saying the voice of weapons must be silenced. A Milwaukee-based organization gets a letter of hope from Pope Leo. Sarah Larson is the founder of Awake, a community representing survivors of clergy abuse throughout the United States. She tells WTMJ how 37 survivors wrote letters to the Pope.
Some people wanted to really tell him how deeply they had been failed by the church and really demand that he make changes. I think the biggest thing is that people wanted to be heard.
In July, they received a response.
Dear Mrs. Larson, I sincerely thank you for the letters you have shared with me. I acknowledge in them the voices and the pain of each person who wrote, and I express my deep closeness to each one of them.
Larson said she hopes the Pope will put words into action during his tenure. The next phase of the bypass construction will be putting a wrench into some commutes.
As part of the ongoing Hale Interchange resurfacing project, we'll have some real impacts on travel starting after Labor Day. On Tuesday, the ramp from 894 westbound to the Rock Freeway southbound will be closed for about 45 days for bridge work. Your detour would be to exit 894 early at 76th Street, take that south to Layton, and use that to get around the closure. Then starting on Thursday, the interchange ramp from the Rock Freeway northbound to 894 eastbound will also close down. The detour for that one will be to use Layton to 60th and get back onto 894 eastbound that way. Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee leaders are responding to a surge in dangerous street takeovers across the city. Over the weekend, large crowds blocked intersections at spots including 6th and Clybourne, 76 in Good Hope, and Holton and Capitol, with cars performing stunts and even one person struck by a vehicle. Police say there have been more than 50 of these incidents this year, often organized through social media. City officials are now backing new penalties, including a proposed $500 fine for spectators, as police continue cracking down on reckless driving tied to the takeovers. helping Wisconsin pollinators begin a 2,000-mile journey on Labor Day.
The monarchs can only have really about a 1-week window where they're migrating.
Volunteer and citizen scientist Shelley Coolio raises monarch butterflies for an annual free event at Villa Terrace. The museum invites the public to help tag and release the monarchs for their migration to Mexico while learning about their fragile life cycles. Villa Terrace board member and garden chair Ellen Arian.
They are truly the epitome of the hungry caterpillar. The amount of leaves that they go through is absolutely amazing.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
The butterfly release and celebration is from 2 to 4 this afternoon. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:04.
It's there all day, and it never goes away. I hate pain. It robs us of so much. But if you take action today, your pain could be gone tomorrow. Because at Rejuvenex, we harness the power of Toradol and hyaluronic acid to calm the inflammation and cushion joints. Rejuvenex treatments are safe, they're FDA approved, and in most cases, insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pays for them. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, our treatments are affordable. It's not a gimmick. It's pharmacological medicine administered in office in a simple and convenient manner. And with it, our patients have been able to avoid risky surgery and begin to stop the onset of arthritis. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we've made pain treatment as easy and affordable as it can be.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
We've got big rewards in store for Fleet Farm shoppers at our Buy More, Earn More event. August 28th through September 3rd, Fleet Rewards members will enjoy extra rewards on all qualifying purchases. Earn $10 when you spend $100, earn $25 when you spend $250, and earn $50 in rewards when you spend $350 at Fleet Farm. Membership's free. Sign up in-store or online. Then stock up to get extra rewards while you can at Fleet Farm's Buy More, Earn More event. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers lose against the Blue Jays in Toronto 8-4, but win the series 2-1. The Crew will begin a fresh series against the Phillies this afternoon at 3:10. Brewers warm-up begins at 2. Badger Volleyball loses against the 5th-ranked Texas Longhorns on Sunday 3-0. Their next matchup is Thursday at 7 p.m. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic on I-41-94 south at the ramp from Elm Road. The left shoulder is blocked due to a crash. People are outside of their vehicles trying to maybe get things settled and figured out with insurance and everything like that. So just make sure to be mindful of people on I-41-94 south at ramp from Elm Road. Otherwise, no major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the rest of the system.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, sunny and beautiful with a high of 75. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 58. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 77. Wednesday, cloudy with a chance of showers with a high of 72. Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 62. Friday, chance of showers, partly sunny with a high of 65. Right now in Madison, it's 56. In Waukesha, it's 56. In Green Bay, it's 56. In Milwaukee, it's 60 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
This is Wisconsin's Morning News. In for Eric Bilstad and Vince Petrano, here's Libby Collins.
And thank you so much. We're going to be here until 10 o'clock this morning. And in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to be joined by the president of the Milwaukee Police Association, Alex Ayala. We're going to ask him about those street takeovers that took place this weekend, as well as the planned protest by members of MPA at City Hall on Friday. Kind of an interesting thing that's going to be going on. Also, coming up this hour, if you are a teacher somewhere between kindergarten and 12th grade, there's an opportunity for you to win a $50,000 classroom makeover. You'll want to hear about that. That's coming up this hour on Wisconsin Morning News. But before we do anything else, one of my favorite people is joining us. Oh, it's time. It's Scott Fisher. And this coming weekend is the 46th annual IKEA Frank Mott's International Kite Festival at Veterans Park. And Scott, pleasure to have you on this Labor Day morning.
Oh, good morning, Libby. I love that song.
I do.
Play it again.
Play it again, Libby. Well, okay. Now, it seems to me there are 2 times of the year that you want to fly a kite. One is that first beautiful spring day, and the other is just in that nice, crisp fall weather. And it looks like that's what we're going to have this weekend with temperatures only in the low 60s.
Right. Yeah. I mean, these are 2 great times, but I should add one other time. On New Year's Day, we always fly kites and carve ice because we have another kite festival, and we call it the Cool Fool Kite Festival.
Scott, that is too cold for me to go out and fly a kite. Well, let's talk about what's going to go on Saturday and Sunday, because, again, it's a free event. It has free parking, and it is just a great way to get the kids outside and do something a little bit different.
Well, it really is. I mean, this is the 46th annual IKEA Frank Mott's International Kite Festival. We're going to do it in Veterans Park right on Milwaukee's beautiful lakefront. 10 a.m. until 6 on Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 on Sunday. But we're going to have a grand launch, Libby. We're going to try to launch 600 kites all at the same time, right at 12 noon. And that isn't us. We were inviting the public to come down, bring your kite. If you don't have a kite, of course, you can get one from Gift of Wings. And we're going to have a countdown, and we're going to see how many kites we can get in the air all at the same time.
Oh my gosh. All right. Now here's one thing. I remember having a kite as a kid. And frankly, Scott, I didn't have a lot of luck. It seems like strings always got twisted and the kite never got enough lift to get off the ground where it would stay up very long. What's the secret to flying a kite?
Well, first of all, the biggest secret is you have to have enough wind. So you want at least 5, 6, 7 miles an hour of wind. And then you want to make sure the wind is at your back and make sure the wind is pushing the kite out. If winds are minimal, then have somebody hold the kite and let out about 20 feet of line, and then give it a tug, maybe a little run, and the kite will go straight up in the air. If there's a lot of wind, all you have to do is hold it in front of you, and it will take it right up. One of the things about kites nowadays is that kites are made of nylon, and they have graphite fiberglass spars, so they're very lightweight. And just a little tiniest amount of wind will take a kite and take it right up into the sky.
How long should you be able to keep a kite up in the air?
Well, it all depends on the wind. So if the wind is, blowing steadily all day long, you can keep it up all day.
Really? Without bringing it down? As long as your arms don't get tired?
As long as your arms don't get tired, or bring a little stake and pound it in the ground, and it'll stay up there all day.
We're talking with Scott Fisher. He is with the Frank Mott's Kite Festival taking place on Saturday and Sunday at the lakefront. Now, you've got a lot of events for the kids. Tell me about this Kids Candy Drop.
Well, the Window Nation Kids Candy Drop is something pretty special. We're going to have kites, candy, falling from the sky. And we'll do that 2 or 3 times each day, Saturday and Sunday. And it's a real special event. We invite the kids out that are under 12, and we hoist up a whole bunch of candy on a kite, and we let it go. We've got a little remote control device, and it just drops the candy.
Oh, just all over the place, and kids can just pick it up where I'm hoping this is wrapped candy.
It's wrapped candy, of course. But yeah, we bring them out onto the field. We have a specific place that we do it. We don't want candy all over the park, and they just come out and we play music, and it is just a fun event.
All right. Well, I can see kids and candy, and that would be fun. But what's this about? You're going to be dropping brats from the sky too?
Well, interesting story, Libby. A few years ago, I wanted to have a T-shirt drop. I wanted to tie T-shirts onto parachutes and drop them from kites for the adults. Well, I forgot the T-shirts, so I had to do something. And so I ran over to the grill. I thought, oh, Johnsonville brats. So I ran over to the grill. I grabbed some brats. I put them in tin foil and put them in plastic bags, tied them to the parachutes, and the Johnsonville brat drop was formed, and that was for adults. And I never did bring the T-shirts back because the brats were so much fun.
So you are going to have that brat drop as well?
Absolutely.
Is that going to be on both Saturday and Sunday?
Both Saturday and Sunday, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. All right. And then also, getting back to the kids, you've got a Kids Mad Dash. Tell us what that is.
Well, the Mad City Kids Mad Dash is where we're going to give away 100 free kites to the first 100 kids that sign up and participate. They have to be part of it to see who can get their kite the highest in 60 seconds. And we'll pick a couple of winners, and we'll give them some really nice prizes. But, Libby, at the end of this event with 100 kids running to get their kites the highest, I need somebody to help untangle the line. Can I count on you?
No.
What about Vince or Eric? Can we get them out there?
I think ask Vince. I think, yeah, because Vince has nothing else to do on a Saturday or Sunday. Oh, I know. I'll hear about that.
You're in trouble.
I am, but, who knows? He might do something as long as he knows he's going to get a brat. All right, so again, let's tell everybody about this. It is going to be Saturday and Sunday, and it's all free. Lots of fun, lots of great family events, including a candy drop and a brat drop. How many brats, by the way, do you drop?
We probably drop about 7 or 8 brats.
Oh, okay. So it's competitive then to get those. I thought there were going to be 100 of them out there.
No, we'll have probably about 30 people out there vying for those brats, but yeah, it's going to be competitive.
That would be something to really see. All right, so tell us once again, where do we need to be if we want to be there for that? All those events involving kites on the weekend.
Well, Saturday and Sunday, Veterans Park right down on the lakefront, 10 until 6 on Saturday, 10 until 5 on Sunday, our grand launch of 600 kites at noon. And I should also add, Libby, that we have professional kite flying teams from all over North America, from Washington, D.C., from Seattle, from Long Beach, California, from Florida. We've got people coming in from everywhere. And these are professional teams that fly their kites, their sport kites, sort of in unison to music, kind of like the Blue Angels, only with kites and music. And then we've got those giant kites, the giant octopus kite, the giant whale kites. That octopus is 150 feet long, 50 feet wide, and you know what? We hold it down with 4,000-pound line.
Oh.
So that group, it's Yves LaForest and the Canadian Dream Team. They come in from Montreal. For some reason, Montreal has all of the people that fly giant kites. So we're bringing them in, and they're going to be flying the giant kites, which will, be flying all day, wind dependent, of course.
Well, it's always a wonderful sight, even if you're just driving past the lakefront during the Kite Festival. But if you can get out there, there's a lot of fun things going on for the kids, and it's all free. Scott Fisher, can't thank you enough for joining us this morning.
Hey, Libby, thank you. And you know what? Go fly a kite.
Scott, I can always count on you. It's 8:17 on WTMJ.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Fredert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin, so there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit fredert.com/cancer.
Oh boy, it's getting so expensive to dine out, but not at the Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The Mind Chef is family-owned, understands inflation hurts. Every Monday when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza absolutely free. Any size, any quantity. You buy one, get one free. Buy two, get two free. Buy 10 pizzas, get 10 free pizzas. Business owners, managers, bring in pizza for your hardworking employees and your key clients. They're going to love it because it's delicious pizza and your second pizza's free, saving your company a ton of money. Bring your family in today for free pizza. Your kids will love that world-class game room. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and near EAA in Oshkosh, just off the interstate. Lots of seating, lots of close parking. No need to cook. Don't think about cleaning today. Mondays can be tough enough. Buy one pizza, get one free at the Mine Shaft. Plenty to take home for tomorrow. Desserts, and I love their desserts, are also buy one, get one free. Just walk in today for your free Monday pizza, mineshaft.restaurant.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The Brewers fall short of the sweep, losing 8-4 against the Blue Jays yesterday. Murph says they just weren't playing their best.
You can't play defense like that and base run like that, and we can't play like that and win, especially against a team so good as the Blue Jays. So chalk it up to, we haven't played like that in a while, but very uncharacteristic, but unacceptable. That's not us, and but it was today.
The Brewers have a chance to redeem themselves when they face the Phillies later today. First pitch is at 3:10. Brewers warm-up with Dominic Cotroneo starts at 2 here on WTMJ. And Badgers volleyball fell to the Longhorns yesterday. Their next match is September 4th against UC Davis. Badgers sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Siding and a whole lot more. I'm Marquardt for WTMJ Sports.
Thanks a lot, Marquardt. It is 8:20, and it's going to be sunny and beautiful today. We're going to get up to about 75 degrees. They clear tonight down to about 58. Tomorrow looks mostly sunny again, 77. And then on Wednesday, we start to cool down just a little bit with some clouds coming in and some possible showers. Those temperatures are only going to be about 72 for a high. And on Thursday and Friday, we are back down into the 60s. And overnight, we'll get into the 40s. Currently in Brookfield, it is 59 degrees. Richfield has 58. Delafield has 58. And we have 61 degrees at 8:21 on WTMJ.
Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Our business leaders value downtown Milwaukee.
MGIC has been committed to downtown Milwaukee since our founding in 1957. I'm Tim Matke, CEO of MGIC. Downtown is a thriving community and a vibrant work environment that enhances our employee experience. We're proud to call downtown our home.
Get down to business at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Historic Fox & Hound Supper Club gift cards make perfect year-round birthday, anniversary, and thank you gifts. With the buy one dinner, get one free offer, it's like getting a free gift card. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com and enjoy your free dinner.
Get inside the mind of Mark Tauscher.
The older players on the other team will come and just kind of, what they call it is, we're going to try to find the fish. And you don't want to be the fish.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, every day at 7:50.
So my welcome to the NFL moment is, as I get in my stance, they give me the little smirk like, buckle up. Thing is, you see it on film, every special teams coach is going to say, there's the fish.
Mark Tauscher, presented by Hello Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
This Saturday and Sunday, it's the 42nd annual Trimborn Farm Harvest of Arts and Crafts. And joining us on our WTMJ hotline is Mary Jo Knapp. She's an educator at Trimborn. And tell us a little bit about exactly what Trimborn is. I'm going to be honest with you, Mary Jo, I'm not familiar with it.
Well, you know, you're not alone, and I didn't know about it until I was a teacher. This is such a beautiful, serene property. It was built up in the 1850s by Werner Trimborn and his 3 adult children. They bought the property. There was a lime kiln already here, and they're coming from Prussia. And they're saying, you know what, let's live here and we'll just learn how to do lime as we go through it. And so he built this huge business of lime producing, taking the limestone from the quarry across the street on Grange, bringing it to the lime kiln, putting it in the kiln for quite a few hours, and then it makes this powder, which you needed for mortar because concrete and cement weren't readily available at that time. And so think of all the Cream City brick buildings or stone buildings, all of that would have had to have the mortar to build it. And that's where the lime came from right here at Trimborn Farm.
And it was really extensive. I mean, when they owned it, it was 500 acres?
It was about 500 acres, a little bit more than that. And they only started with 10 acres. So imagine. So it would have taken you all the way to Ware Nature Center and Barnard Botanical Gardens. It would have gone as far southwest as that.
Now, how many of the original buildings still stand at the site?
The buildings we have today is the farmhouse, the bunkhouse, the ice house, the pump house, the red barn, the stone barn. By the way, the stone barn is the oldest and largest stone barn still standing here in Wisconsin, the machine shed, and the chicken coop, and then the lime kiln.
And they're all there where people can just come on a regular basis and take a look at it and do a self-guided tour.
Yes, they can. So there's a QR code with a Clio link that you can have, you can just go follow through with your phone. Or we also have histories of the buildings in the windows facing out so guests can walk past and read up.
Well, some of these buildings are almost 200 years old. So obviously they need maintenance and upkeep.
Oh, yes, they do.
And one of the ways that you help to fund that is through the Arts and Crafts Fair. And as we said, it's the 42nd annual one that's going on next Saturday and Sunday. Tell us about that and how many crafters are going to be there.
Yes, this is a big fundraiser for us. We are going to be at September 6th and September 7th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we have about 119 artists at this moment to be sharing their beautiful artwork and their things that they craft. And we're also going to be having lots of food vendors this year. People have said we'd like to have some different food options. So we have Gift of Wings that does their hamburgers, hot dogs, ice cream, and all that yummy stuff. But we also have Kegels coming, and we have Troublemakers Cucina that is coming as well with their food truck. So we have lots of new food options.
So in addition to seeing all the crafts, and by the way, it's a great time of year to start your holiday shopping. Do that myself.
Yes, it is.
And you can also take a look at some of these historical buildings.
Absolutely. You get to go inside all but 2. Because we have to use something for storage. Get to go into the stone barn, the farmhouse, the red barn, and the machine shed, and the pump house. So all of those will be open, and you can walk through and see the cork bricks that are on the floor of the stone barn. The cork bricks are the ones that help the horses. They like to be standing on cork versus concrete or dirt. So Trimborns knew that their money came from these horses with the delivery of their lime. So they invested in putting cork bricks in their stalls.
There are so many interesting things to see at Trimborn Farm. So if anybody wants to come to the Arts and Crafts Fair or really wants to visit the park at any time, how do you enter the park?
We are 8881 West Grange Avenue in historic Greendale. We're just a little west of Southridge Mall, and there will be plenty of free parking. We have parking to the east, we have parking to the west, and we even have a free shuttle coming from Southridge Mall. So if you can't find a parking spot, this is a free shuttle. You just park near Macy's parking lot in Southridge Mall off of Grange. You'll see a tent and a friendly, happy volunteer there, and you can hop on the shuttle. And if you take the shuttle, it's a $3 discount on your admission.
And how much is the admission?
$8 for adults. 12 and under are free. If you take the shuttle, it's $5 a person.
Well, I hope it is a beautiful day of weather and fun and getting outside on a beautiful fall day at Trimborn Farms. And you've got a website, too, if anybody wants to get more information.
Right. It's trimbornfarm.com. So Trimborn Farm, Harvest of Arts and Crafts, again, it's our 42nd year. We are open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And come and bring your family. Enjoy. We're going to have a 50-50 raffle, and there's going to be music, and there's going to be food, and there's going to be kids entertainment. So I think everyone will have a great time.
It sounds wonderful. Mary Jo Knapp, thank you so much for sharing this information with us.
Thank you, Libby.
It's 62 degrees at 8:28 on WTMJ.
Did you know, according to research, a majority of people gain their weight back after stopping those expensive weight loss shots? Don't become another statistic. The doctor-developed Milwaukee weight loss program doesn't just help you lose weight, it helps you keep it off for good. We've helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks and maintain the results long-term. No more yo-yo dieting or weight regain. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds. Yes, 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, none of the meals kits or the shakes, and definitely no meds or injections. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weight's actually stayed off now for 6 months. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. I lost 40, as I said, in about 6 months. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334 or go online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Again, that's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
At Kendor Marine, we have everything you need but the water. For over 50 years, boaters have found that to be true. Because when they've needed that old part they thought they'd never find, guess what? They found it here, along with everything else you need to keep your boat out there on the water. This is Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey boaters!
Well, if you have an old boat, new boat, or in between, then Kendor Marine is a great place for you to shop. Because not only do we have all the parts and accessories you need for almost any kind of boat, we also have the expert advice that just about any boater is one day gonna need. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Coming up after 9 o'clock, we're going to be talking with the president of the Milwaukee Police Association, Alex Ayala. We're going to ask him about the street takeovers yesterday morning around 3 a.m., and they were in multiple places. And we've got Isaiah Spencer in the WTMJ Breaking News Center, and you've got more on that.
Yes, thank you, Libby. Milwaukee leaders are responding to a surge in dangerous street takeovers across the city. Over the weekend, large crowds blocked intersections at spots including 6th and Clybourne, 76 and Good Hope, and Holton and Capitol, with cars performing stunts and even one person struck by a vehicle. Police say there have been more than 50 of these incidents this year, often organized through social media. City officials are now backing new penalties, including a proposed $500 fine for spectators, as police continue cracking down on reckless driving tied to the takeovers. Police are investigating 3 non-fatal shootings over the past 2 days. The first happened Sunday evening around 5:30 near 29th and Lisbon, where a 71-year-old man was shot. Early Monday morning, a 16-year-old was wounded near 68th and Carmen just after 3 a.m. About 40 minutes later, a 40-year-old man showed up at a hospital with a gunshot wound. All are expected to survive, and all the shootings are under investigation. After 50 years, the Mexican Independence Day Parade and Festival will not happen in Milwaukee this fall. The United Migrant Opportunity Services is pausing the event, citing federal funding constraints for nonprofits and the political climate. A social media post says UMOS will focus on short-term resources that are most needed and reimagine future events. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic on I-41-94 south at Ranfrom Elm Road. The left shoulder is blocked due to a crash. Still, there are still people outside of their vehicles. There is an extra car now, not just two. There's three on the left side there, so just be mindful of all the people that may be outside of those cars on I-41-94 south at Ranfrom Elm Road. Otherwise, no major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the rest of the system.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, sunny and beautiful with a high of 75. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 58. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 77. Wednesday, cloudy with a chance of showers and a high of 72. Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 62. And Friday, a chance of showers and partly sunny and a high of 65. Right now in Whitewater, it's 55. In Greenfield, it's 61. And in Milwaukee, it's 62 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:33.
Thanks a lot, Nazir. And in just a couple minutes, we're going to tell you a good reason to get your motorcycle out and get revving up. It's all ahead on Wisconsin Morning News.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scafidi for QC Kinetics. I love talking about QC Kinetics because I'm actually a patient, not just a spokesperson. They have helped me deal with my elbow pain. So I had some slight injury, maybe a muscle tear. Tennis elbow is how people typically describe it. I went to QC Kinetics, talked to Dr. Ashley Caravelli, and she said, you know what, we can do this in a different way. No surgery, no pain meds, regenerative treatment. I asked what that means. Cellular treatments. Helps your body heal, restore the damage in my joint, in this case my elbow, helps to heal and restore. And after 3 treatments, got 2 more to go this fall. No surgery, no drugs. It already feels better. The movement is incredible. I can move easy. I don't have the pain I had even opening a door with my left hand. No surgery, no drugs. They can help you answer the problem you're having with your pain. Find out if you're a good candidate for QC Kinetics. Call today, 414-285-3474. Answer your pain issues, 414-285-3474.
Pull up to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and shoot your shot at big wins for Sweet Ticket September. Play with your rewards card for entries. Score triple on drawing Thursday. Win slam dunk prizes like cash, reward plate, and tickets to see the Milwaukee Bucks in action. Sweet Ticket September. You ready for this? Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Fleet Farm is the place to fuel up, earn rewards, and save every day. Fleet Rewards credit card holders can earn 5% back in rewards on qualifying purchases made with a Fleet Rewards credit card, including 5% back on fuel at our Fleet Farm gas marts. While you're there, fill up on a hot dog, popcorn, and 20-ounce drink, all for just $1.99 at participating locations. Stop in and start earning more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm. Subject to credit approval. See a team member for details.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Morning News, the Labor Day edition. I'm Libby Collins in for Vince and Eric. On Saturday, September 13th, you might hear the roar of a lot of motorcycles out in Oconomowoc. Joining us on our WTMJ Talk and Text line is Susan Fisher. She is on the board for Ride for Recovery, and this is what, your 3rd annual charity ride. Susan, tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Yes, this is our 3rd annual ride to raise funds to support people in the recovery process. Our event is a day. It's not just a ride. So we're going to do over a 100-mile ride. We're also going to have raffle items, competitions, a band, food, beverages. It's a whole fun day to support people in recovery.
Now, when you say people in recovery, we're talking about what, drugs, alcohol?
Substance use disorder diagnosis. So, yeah, drugs and alcohol.
Susan, who came up with the idea for the Ride for Recovery?
Ride for Recovery was an idea from my friend David Scherer. I was sharing with him some of the concerns with funding. When you're a nonprofit organization, lots of people are receiving services through Medicaid, and so they may not have the funds to pay for treatment. And my friend said, you know, the motorcycle community is a really charitable group of people. There's all kinds of different rides and events to raise funds, so let's do one for your organization.
So what exactly is going to go on Saturday, September 13th?
So on Saturday, September 13th, we are going to start out with an over 100-mile ride that will go through 5 different counties. We will have law enforcement support for those. When we get back to Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, who is our main sponsor for this event, we will have a sound competition, a slow ride competition, a best in show competition. There will be live music. There'll be a food truck, there'll be beverages, and there'll be lots of raffle baskets and a 50-50 raffle.
Now, is this open to anybody who has a motorcycle who wants to participate?
Anybody who has a motorcycle can participate in the ride event and the whole day. And if you don't have a motorcycle, you can still come around 12 o'clock to participate in all the after-ride fun.
We're talking with Susan Fisher. She's on the board for Ride for Recovery. You've done this now 3 years. What sort of feedback have you gotten from those who really do need the resources that this event provides?
The feedback is very moving. The people who go into treatment for substance use disorder often don't have a very high view of themselves, and when they find out that there's this whole group of people that are out there rooting for them, cheering for them, supporting them, and opening up their wallets to them, they are just blown away by the kindness and generosity. There's a number of different organizations out there now that are receiving cuts in federal funding, and that means that some nonprofits are losing grant money, and sometimes significant amount of money, like $1 million or more. And so that really affects services and service delivery. And so now more than ever, we're looking for people's support to come on out and open their wallets and help provide this life-saving treatment for people who desperately need it.
Clearly, this event is very important to sustain the organization. So, Susan, where can we get more information?
We have a Facebook page, Ride for Recovery Wisconsin. We also have a website, ride4recovery.org. They can find more information in either of those 2 places.
Susan Fisher, it's going to be a great day. Let's hope for great weather on Saturday 13th with that Revving Up for Recovery in Oconomowoc. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
It's 8:39. Coming up next, Everyday Hero with Eric Bilstead.
I thought I was in better health than this. It's actually something I hear often from my fellow patients at Connect Chiropractic. Vince Vitrano here, joined by Dr. Alex Young. And Doc, that is a common theme. Some folks come to you for a very specific thing, right? They've got an injury, a tweak, headaches, what have you. Others simply to just feel better overall.
Yeah, a lot of people come to us with a list, a big list of symptoms. But some people come to us in what they think is great health. Sometimes we find out different. Sometimes we find out that's true.
Sarah is with us this morning. She's one of my fellow patients. And Sarah, yours is kind of the story I was referring to. You didn't know how much better you could be feeling until you started feeling so much better.
Exactly. I was... consider myself in pretty good health. I'm a martial artist. I'm a mom of active boys. So, overall, I just was like, okay, everything's functioning fine. I don't have too many issues. Yeah, occasional twinge tweak here and there, but nothing crazy.
What feels so much better now for you?
Oh my gosh, my energy, my sleep is better. My whole household's energy just feels like when I started improving, getting to be in a better mood, having more energy, I was able to connect better with my family. And now my family's all under care too. So all of us have just had this kind of openness happen just because we are all feeling better than we thought we could feel.
Well, and you mentioned the kids, young athletes, right? Like yourself.
Yes,
So it helped them there too?
Yes, absolutely. My oldest came in for some hip pain. He's a martial artist and a karate instructor. So he has been feeling great.
Dr. Alex, I feel better is not exactly a data-driven metric. Can you talk a little bit about the measures and the tools that you use to make sure that people are progressing?
Absolutely. So, so many people want to base their health off of feeling, but your health is so much more than that. It's all about function. So we measure function in the office using 2 different tools. It's called a SEMG, a surface electromyography, and a thermography assessment. It lets us see how your nervous system, how your body's functioning.
Get started now. It's Go Connect Chiro. That's goconnectchiro.com.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 5-9 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 16 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer, member FDIC.
8:42, 62 degrees. We're going to get up into the upper 70s today on this Labor Day. I'm Libby Collins. Well, Eric Bilstead's off today, but as you know, he focuses on an everyday hero. And this week, he takes a look at one of the young men who survived that terrible attack on the church last week in Minneapolis.
Wisconsin's Morning News identifies an everyday hero as an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today, we go to Minneapolis, the site of that horrific shooting from Wednesday. A gunman opened fire on kids sitting in a church at Annunciation School. 2 children were killed, more than a dozen others were injured.
I was like 2 seats away from the stained glass windows. So they were like, the shots were like right next to me.
Weston Helsney, a 10-year-old 5th grader. He talked to reporters shortly after it all happened.
When you heard the shots, what went through your head?
I was like, the first one, I was like, what is that? I thought it was just something. Then when I heard it again, I just ran under the pew. And then I covered my head.
Then, Weston says, somebody jumped on him.
My friend Victor saved me though, because he laid on top of me, but he got hit. My friend got hit in the back.
Victor, his buddy, was on top of him, and he took a bullet.
What do you want to say to your friend who helped protect you?
He's really brave, and I hope he's good in the hospital. I was super scared for him, but I think now he's okay.
Now, it sounds like Victor is going to be okay, according to reports, and it sounds like there were others as well who did something similar. That, according to the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Fry.
It could have been a whole lot worse, but for the incredibly brave faculty and teachers that protected these kids from harm, the police officers that ran towards danger when the rest of us could have ran in the other direction.
Thank you to Victor and to all of those everyday heroes this week. We'll give Weston the last word. He had this to say to his friend and to all of his injured classmates.
I hope you're okay, and I'm praying for you.
Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
And there is a chilling addendum to this story. Little 10-year-old Weston, who said, I think I got gunpowder on my neck, was actually hit by a bullet fragment which lodged in his neck, and it was perilously close to his carotid artery. His dad, Grant, told NBC if the bullet had gone any further, he would have died. Now, they're waiting to hear about surgery. It's going to be scheduled for this week. They're saying it's a low risk, so Weston should be okay. But his dad says his son is still frightened and doesn't want to be left alone, and he's scared of loud noises. Just a very chilling part. But think about it. The little boy that we all said was so brave that he told what went on, and he was so articulate, was standing there when he spoke with a bullet fragment close to his carotid artery. I mean, just if that isn't chilling, I don't know what is. We're just glad he's okay. It's 8:46 on WTMJ. Coming up next, it's Sports with Morecourt.
Les Miserables, still the world's most popular musical. Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables. October 28th through November 2nd at the Marcus Performing Arts Center. Tickets at marcuscenter.org.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, keeping you updated on culture and creativity.
The Wisconsin Film Office. We could say it out loud. It's going to happen. Academy Award winner John Ridley.
So I'm glad that Wisconsin is getting in the game. I hope they stay in the game. Wisconsin is great because it has so many different looks. It has so many different places. It has places that are untouched. It has places that are incredibly modern.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max. Weeknights at 6 on WTMJ.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The Brewers came out swinging against the Blue Jays yesterday with an early homer by William Contreras, setting a hopeful tone for Milwaukee.
Contreras 1 for 9 in the series, and he launches one down the left field line. This one is back. It is at the track, gone. William Contreras, a 2-run blast. And the Brewers out to a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first.
But that was about as good as it would get yesterday. The Blue Jays took their revenge against the Crew with an 8-4 loss for the Brewers to end their time in Canada. The Brewers have a chance to redeem themselves when they face the Phillies later today. First pitch is at 3:10. Brewers warm-up with Dominic Cotroneo starts at 2 o'clock here on WTMJ. And Badgers volleyball fell to the Longhorns yesterday. Their next match is September 4th against UC Davis. Badgers sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more. I'm Mark Hort for WTMJ Sports.
I know yesterday you said to me, Libby, I know a lot of teachers when we shared the story about the $50,000 giveaway for teachers to reimagine their classrooms. And they're giving this away to 4 different teachers. And last year they only had 800 entries, and you said, I've got some teacher friends. I'm going to go tell them all about it, and they were really excited to hear.
They're all very excited about this. I think they've all entered at this point.
Well, all right. So if you're a teacher, anywhere from K to 12, you are eligible to enter this, and we're going to tell you all about it. So get out your pen and paper so you know what to do and how to enter this giveaway for a $50,000 class reimagining. It's all ahead on Wisconsin Morning News. It's the Labor Day edition.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Does our Inspired Closets team make dreams come true?
Every day, Dan. From consultation to design to installation, the whole process is built around our clients.
Which is how we earn our 5-star reviews. It's our team that makes the difference.
Inspired Closets is more than just organization. It's an investment in you.
Get started today at inspiredclosets.com.
Inspired Closets Milwaukee, a wife and husband team.
Make your next family trip one for the history books at Old World, Wisconsin. Set against the natural beauty of the Kettle Moraine State Forest, you'll enter a one-of-a-kind place where the modern world fades away. Explore authentically restored homes, farms, stores, and workshops representing more than a century of Wisconsin history. Meet heritage farm animals, visit a one-room schoolhouse, lend a hand in the blacksmith shop, ride a high-wheel bicycle, and so much more. Travel through time and the stories of America's heartland. Get your tickets at oldworldwisconsin.wisconsinhistory.org.
Beautiful and safe. Decks built to last by Outdoor Living Unlimited, Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team. For amazing ideas, go to our Outdoor Living Unlimited Instagram page. For a free estimate, go to OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry. I love Guthrie and Fry. I've got their water softener, the salt delivered right to the basement. Their RO system, which filters the water in our house. What we drink, what we cook with, is crisp, clean, clear. It's Guthrie and Fry water conditionings, the best in the business. They also provide well pump system service, routine service, and emergency service for when you need it. They've been doing that since 1974. At Guthrie and Fry, they know that better water makes a big difference. The teams I trust are at Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
It's going to be sunny and beautiful on your Labor Day with a high of 75 degrees, then clear tonight down to 58. Tomorrow looks mostly sunny, 77. Then we start to cool down a little bit. Wednesday, cloudy, a chance of showers, 72 for a high. And by Thursday, we're only going to see highs around 62 degrees. And Friday, looks like our temperature is still going to be pretty chilly, 65 under partly sunny skies with a chance of showers. And by the end of the week, those overnights are going to drop into the 40s. Currently in Greenfield, it's 62 degrees. West Bend has 61. West Allis is at 63. And we have 63 degrees at 8:51 on WTMJ. Well, I know a lot of teachers, and they talk about how much money out of pocket that they spend to get their classrooms ready. Well, just imagine if you're a teacher and you could get a $50,000 award to help with a learning space redesign. Well, joining us on our WTMJ hotline is Emily McGinnis. She is with KI, and and they transform classrooms. Tell us a little bit about this, because this is what, the fourth time you're doing it, Emily?
Yes, this is our fourth time, and my background being a teacher and principal, this is something near and dear to my heart, so I'm very excited that we're getting started and that we're keeping this going for teachers and students.
Well, as a former teacher, you know what you ended up having to spend out of pocket every single school
Absolutely.
year. How much of a burden is that on a teacher?
It really just depends on the district and how much they get from their district and their principals. But there's some schools, I was at charter schools, where teachers were spending hundreds of dollars every year to start up their classroom. And that is a huge expense when you're already not making huge salaries, especially in North Carolina.
And in Wisconsin as well. I mean, wherever you are, that is going to be a lot of money. Now, tell us what a lot of people do, since you've done it now 3 other years, $50,000 to redo your entire educational space. What can that purchase? I mean, what can you use this $50,000 grant for?
Actually, that goes a very long way in a classroom space like the classroom, where a teacher is with about 25 or 30 kids. It will buy desks, chairs, storage, ancillary products like whiteboards that are movable, lecterns. So there's a lot that you can get for $50,000.
What have some of the teachers done with that in the past when they've gotten this $50,000? Because you give it to, 4 educators every year?
Yes, we do one in each region across the United States. And so typically the one that I got to be a part of was a science classroom. And so they had big science tables and stools and different chairs that you could sit on the floor. And so it was just a variety of different pieces of furniture for her science classroom. So it just depends on what the space is used for, but the teachers have a lot of autonomy and they work with our designers and get to really be creative in that space.
We're talking with Emily McGinnis. She's with KI, and we're talking about their 4th annual classroom furniture giveaway. Well, you're talking mostly to people in Wisconsin this morning, Emily. So what region does that put us in?
You are in Region 1.
All right. So now, if there's a teacher out there, or any educator for that matter, who is interested in trying to get this $50,000 giveaway, what do they need to do?
Yes, they need to find us on social media. We're on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, or they can go to our website, ki.com, and it's very prevalent on the website. You'll look for the giveaway details, and they're going to sign up and submit their design, but that submission process will not begin until September 29th. So right now we're just trying to get all the information out there, promote it, get some buzz around it, and then they'll submit at the end of September.
All right, so September 29th, and then how long will they have to submit their plan?
They have till October 17th, and then we'll start narrowing it down, and we'll announce the finalists October 30th.
What do you recommend that educators do if they want to be part of this? You said they submit a plan. What should they put in that plan?
Yes, it will have all of the details on our website and social media, but they want to submit things that will enhance the learning in their class, whether it be seating, desking, all the different things, and they're going to tell us their why. Why are these things needed, and kind of what are they going to do with it? Because we want to make sure they have a good vision of how to use the space.
And you have to be a teacher in what levels?
Kindergarten through 12th grade. And you could be a media specialist, or you could work in a tech classroom. It doesn't have to just be your traditional classroom, but it needs to be those grades K through 12.
Last year, how many people did you get? How many submissions were there?
I don't know the exact number, but I believe it was almost 800, maybe around that number. So we're hoping to increase that. Actually, we want to double that this year, but there's such a good chance. When you think about only 800, that's a good chance for people.
I was going to say, I'd rather do that than buy a Powerball ticket. I think you got a better chance of winning. All right.
That's
so
a great point.
How do you determine the winners?
We have a panelist of some A&D, architect and design people that are helping us this year, and then some of that, education team will go through all of the entries. We don't have people's names or where they're from. We just have the grade level and kind of what their space is, and then we start looking at their questions and looking at their design and narrow it down.
Emily, this is such a great opportunity for so many of our hardworking teachers out there. And again, you got to be a teacher between kindergarten and 12th grade. Last year, they only got 800 entries, and they're looking for 4 different educators this year, again, for a $50,000 each learning space redesign. And once more, Emily, give that website so we can get more information.
Yes, just go to ki.com. Pretty easy to remember, and you should see all the details there.
Great opportunity. Thanks so much for doing this, Emily.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us, and good luck to all the teachers out there.
And think about it. If your odds are 4 out of 800, that sure beats the Powerball, where your odds are what? 1 in 100 million, which incidentally, it rolled over again. It's $1.1 billion tonight. 5th largest Powerball jackpot in history. I'm Libby Collins, in for Eric and Vince. They'll be back tomorrow morning. We're going to be back after the news with New at 9. Joining us is going to be Alex Ayala. He is the Milwaukee Police Association president. They are planning a protest this Friday at City Hall. We'll tell you about that. And also, we're going to ask Alex about the street takeovers that took place this weekend. It seems as if there were more than there have ever been before in a single weekend. We'll find out about it straight ahead on Wisconsin Morning News. It's the Labor Day edition.
Save big on your next project right now at Menards. From quick fixes to heavy repairs, our Masterforce industrial-grade mechanics hand tools are designed for maximum strength and durability to get the job done. Save big on the Masterforce 220-piece mechanics tool set. On sale now through September 7th. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals.
Save big money at Menards.
WDTMJ's Eric Bilstead here, talking about that nagging joint pain. You know the one I mean. Sometimes it's from years of hard work. Other times it's just an old injury that just never healed right. You don't even remember when it happened. Either way, it's been calling the shots in your life for too long. But that stops now with QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics can flip the script. It uses regenerative medicine that can help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints. Doesn't cover it up, doesn't cut it out. It actually helps heal and restore. And the results? Long-term lasting relief. So instead of planning your day around pain, you're planning it around the life you want to live. You're walking the dog without stopping. You're playing ball with your kid until they get tired, not until your knee tells you you're done. QC Kinetics. No surgery, no drugs, no long recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get your freedom back. Call 414-285-3474 for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Baseball is a long season. Some call it a labor.
Okay, just remember to keep breathing.
But here in Milwaukee, we call it a labor of love.
Screaming, I'm screaming, I'm screaming! Ah!
Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Soto back. Out of here!
It's the Brewers clashing with the Phillies in Milwaukee. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 2:35 on the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
I'm gone.
At 9 o'clock, it's 64 degrees in Milwaukee. Today, sunny and beautiful with a high of 75. Tonight, a low of 58. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Nazir Spencer. New details emerging from the shooting rampage that killed 2 young students and injured 18 others at a Minneapolis school and church last Wednesday. ABC's Matt Rivers on what else we are learning.
Father Dennis Zarin was presiding over Wednesday's service when the shooter opened fire. He tells our affiliate, KSTP, he did everything he could to protect the children.
I could have got between those bullets and the kids. That's what I was hoping to do.
And from the Vatican, Pope Leo.
Let us plead God to stop the pandemic of arms.
Praying for the victims while also denouncing what he called, quote, a pandemic of arms.
The investigation on the shooting will continue. More flood recovery resources are available in southeast Wisconsin this week.
The American Red Cross Wisconsin and other partner agencies are hosting resource centers. Those impacted by the historic flooding in August can get assistance to help plan their next recovery steps. Agencies will include Wisconsin Badger Care Plus, Food Share, Milwaukee County Department of Health and Human Services, and the Salvation Army. Mental health services and spiritual care will also be available. Resource centers will be held Tuesday at the King Community Center, Wednesday at McCarty Park Pavilion, and Saturday at Mary Ryan Boys and Girls Club. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Those seeking assistance are asked to bring proof of evidence or address. Some MATC students are still struggling after last month's flooding, but one campus nonprofit is working to keep them on track. Bria Burris, director of Fast Fund, tells WTMJ how the nonprofit provides emergency help for students.
Just in the month of August alone, the Fast Fund spent $30,000 helping students recover from the floods and, help them stay in school. So it was essentials that they've lost, food cards, gas cards, you name it.
The nonprofit has also partnered with Sherman Park Grocery to expand food access for students and their families. Milwaukee's lakefront and skies are set to be filled with color this weekend. The 46th annual IKEA Frank Mott's International Kite Festival returns to Veterans Park. Scott Fisher, event organizer, gives WTMJ the details.
We're going to try to launch 600 kites all at the same time. And that isn't us. We were inviting the public to come down, bring your kite, and we're gonna have a countdown, and we're gonna see how many kites we can get in the air all at the same time.
The festival runs Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 and Sunday 10 a.m. to 5. The next phase of the bypass construction will be putting a wrench into some commutes.
As part of the ongoing Hale Interchange resurfacing project, we'll have some real impacts on travel starting after Labor Day. On Tuesday, the ramp from 894 westbound to the Rock Freeway southbound will be closed for about 45 days for bridge work. Your detour would be to exit 894 early at 76th Street, take that south to Layton, and use that to get around the closure. Then starting on Thursday, the interchange ramp from the Rock Freeway northbound to 894 eastbound will also close down. The detour for that one will be to use Layton to 60th and get back onto 894 eastbound that way. Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Sports traffic and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:04.
The Labor Day savings are already here at Kohlder's. Right now, you can shop unbeatable deals store-wide. Save thousands on furniture, appliances, and mattresses only for a limited time now through Labor Day at Kohlder's. WTMJ's John Burke here. I shop at Kohlder's at all the different stores and online. And you can save 60% on furnitures and mattresses, then take an extra 10% off. That's right, 60 plus 10 on sofas, sectionals, dining sets, and more. Or discover your dream mattress and take home a better night's sleep at Kohlder's best prices. But that's not all. You can also save even more on appliances with Kohlder's exclusive Labor Day prices. Take an extra 5% off kitchen and laundry appliances from your favorite trusted brands. At Kohlder's, they guarantee the best price in town. But hurry, Kohlder's Labor Day sale is only available this weekend for limited time. Shop right now through Labor Day. Visit any Kohlder's location in West Allis, Oak Creek, Delafield, or Grafton, or shop online at Kohlder's.com.
Step up to quality furniture. Get more for your money at Kohlder's.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Ridgetop Exteriors and Cornerstone Development. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scaffidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handle all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gorilla Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers lose against the Blue Jays in Toronto 8-4, but win the series 2-1. The Crew will begin a fresh series against the Phillies this afternoon at 3:10. Brewers warm-up begins at 2. Badger Volleyball loses against the 5th-ranked Texas Longhorns on Sunday 3-0. Their next matchup is Thursday at 7 p.m. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
Traffic is sponsored by the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
Every Monday and Thursday, buy one pizza, get a second pizza absolutely free at the Mineshaft Family Restaurant in downtown Hartford. Google the Mineshaft today.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, sunny and beautiful with a high of 75. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 58. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 77. Wednesday, cloudy with a chance of storms and a high of 72. Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 62. Friday, chance of showers, partly sunny throughout the day and a high of 65. Right now, it's 60 in Madison, Waukesha 63, Green Bay 63, and Milwaukee 64 degrees. I'm Nazir Spencer, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 9:07.
This is Wisconsin's Morning News. In for Eric Bilstad and Vince Vitrano, here's Libby Collins.
And Eric and Vince will be back tomorrow morning. Joining us right now is Alex Ayala. He is the president of the Milwaukee Police Association. And Alex, I know there's a protest that's being planned for Friday. I want to ask you about that in just a minute. But I've got to cover this because we've been talking this morning about these reports of the takeovers that were on the streets throughout the city early yesterday morning. Do you have any idea how many went on during those early morning hours?
I've heard that there was about 9 different takeovers Saturday night.
Nine different ones. And they ranged from what areas of the city? Because at least 2 of them were here in close to downtown.
Yes, I couldn't make out the locations I saw all the social media videos. But I did see the 2 that were downtown on First in Wisconsin, Water in Wisconsin, and then right in front of the Milwaukee Tool building.
Unbelievable. We've talked in the past about the shortage of police officers in the city of Milwaukee. What impact does that have on just trying to contain these takeover situations?
You know, those takeovers, by the look of when they were, it looks like they were later in the night. That's probably one of the peak hours when we're having the most calls for service during, on a busy weekend. Officers are being depleted and deployed to Code Red. I mean, we had those issues, about a month or 2 ago. So all any extra officers are working down in Code Red. Now you have a street takeover, which is a coordinated, event that these people do on social media. 1 officer, 2 officers are not going to be able to control a crowd of like 200-300 with cars doing reckless driving. I mean, that's insane.
Well, and that's just the point. I know at least one of the videos that I saw 2 squads show up. And like you said, there were hundreds of people on that street. And as soon as the police cars showed up, you saw people scattering. You saw literally cars driving on the sidewalk and 2 squads there to contain it. It's got to be overwhelming for your guys.
It's very overwhelming. I mean, we are done doing so much with so little. I mean, the staffing shortages are just ridiculous. There's not enough police officers to go around. And this is not even a pitch for our contract, but I don't understand where the mayor does not see that where you keep our wages low, it means no more officers are coming through the door in the masses that we used to have them, back in, the 2010s or even just a few years ago, where you used to have full classes of 65 recruits coming in a class 3 times a year. We don't see that anymore.
Which is a shame. And that's what I want to ask you, because when we last talked, Alex, you had said that contract negotiations were really at a standstill, and that was about a month ago. Has there been any movement in any direction since we last spoke?
There is no movement in any direction. Funny you mentioned that, because today being probably Labor Fest down at Summerfest, they're all going to be down there. They're all going to be, preaching that fair labor is the way to go and all these things, except for the police. And that's the thing. There has not been any movement from the mayor to us about him trying to negotiate or trying to come to a settlement. So we're just going to have to go to arbitration, and that's where we're going to have to win it. But again, it's taxpayer money funding a law firm to fight the police officers that work for the city of Milwaukee. Ridiculous.
Break that down for us a little bit, because in case people were not aware, you have been negotiating now for how long?
We're going in 3 years.
For 3
We're over
years.
2.5 years, yes.
For a contract that, even if it is negotiated, will end at the end of 2025. But you said that they're going to be using an outside firm for negotiations from this point forward. Explain.
Yes, so the city attorney that was working on the case on behalf of the city, that person resigned. They're no longer with the city. The city attorney's office has no one to deal with this case, so they had to hire an outside law firm, and it was all on the Common Council, agenda minutes, and they had to approve a outside law firm to fight their own police officers. So the city had to hire an outside law firm paid by taxpayers' dollars to fight the police officers to get their fair wage.
In that proposal that came before the city council, did they give any dollar amount as to what will be spent on that contract negotiation by an outside firm?
I think they approved $50,000 initially, and then if they needed more, they have to go back to the Common Council. But listen, I work with law firms, not just our own, but with other law firms. I mean, $50,000 is going to barely open up a box and read through what we've been going through for 3 years. So they're going to have to go ask for more if they're not going to settle. I mean, the amount of money that the city is going to spend on fighting their own police force is ridiculous.
We are talking with the head of the Milwaukee Police Association, Alex Ayala. We're talking about those contract negotiations and also about a planned protest on Friday morning. We're going to have more with Alex after this. Alex, can you hang on for just a second?
I sure can.
Okay, and there's more ahead on Wisconsin Morning News. I'm Libby Collins.
I'm here to help. This is your WTMJ Fix-It Show host, David Nason, with expert advice for our listeners. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, or cracks in your basement, it's time to call my trusted friends at Accurate Basement Repair. And you know what? You'll get a free expert evaluation on me. You just tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told me to call. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. And again, that's Accurate Basement Repair, 414-744-6900 or AccurateBasementRepair.com.
Matt LePay for Steinhoffels. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Since 1934, Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress destination for quality, selection, and service. For over 90 years, Steinhoffels has helped Wisconsinites create the homes of their dreams and is 100% employee-owned. Steinhoffels has the largest selection of all the latest styles and all the best mattress brands. You'll find something for every style and every budget. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
As the fall season sets in, I highly recommend dining at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill. Enjoy a free dinner. WTMJ's John Mercure with you. The drive through the Kettle Moraine Forest is spectacular. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free 7 nights a week. No coupons, no gimmicks. You're not going to find this free dinner offer anywhere else but my favorite place, the Fox and Hounds. Enjoy your favorite steak, seafood, roast duck, pasta, the steak and lobster even. Any entree, your second dinner is free. Best part, desserts are also buy one, get one free. That chocolate cake is amazing. Wine down with an old-fashioned. Choose from over 20 bourbons, 100 wines, 8 beautiful dining rooms. It's incredible. The Fox and Hounds, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill. It's one of the most beautiful fall drives in Wisconsin. Wednesday, buy one prime rib dinner, get one free. Enjoy a quiet free dinner tonight, serving from 4 p.m. Tables are open. Fox and Hounds Restaurant.
I'm Libby Collins, and for Eric and Vince on Wisconsin Morning News, we're joined by the president of the Milwaukee Police Association, Alex Ayala. You mentioned arbitration for the police officers. Alex, when is that scheduled, or is it even on the calendar?
Yes, that's scheduled at the end of September. So we got about a month here that we got to prepare, all of our arguments, and we are well prepared, and we have all of our research done, and the city has enough money to settle our contract. So now this leads me to believe that it's just done on principle.
What do you mean it's done on principle?
that they just don't want to pay us a fair wage for whatever reason. I don't know why the mayor does not want to settle our contract and have good paying wages for police officers in the city of Milwaukee.
Once you go to arbitration, this is binding, correct?
Yes, is binding. I mean, there's no turning back. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen any arbitration that's been appealed by either a union or a city. So it's binding. Whatever the arbitrator decides, that is what is going to happen. Either he's going to side with the city or he's going to side with the union. But even if the city wins, the wages that they're offering, everybody loses, because I know I've personally heard from officers are just waiting to see what our wages are going to be for the last 3 years that they've been waiting. And if it's not going to be the NPA's offer, they're just going to quit and leave to other departments. And I've been told that time and time again by our officers.
I know it's hard to put a number on it, but have you thought about what percentage of officers could leave the Milwaukee Police Force if, in fact, your prediction comes true?
I see, and I talk to officers all the time. I would say a couple hundred, and that's even that amount is detrimental for the city and the current staffing that we have. I mean, we are a critical staffing shortage with the MPD, and having just even 50 or 100 police officers leave, that's going to hurt every citizen that's not going to get their police services in time.
Alex, we mentioned the protest that's going to take place on Friday morning. It was on your Facebook page, asking for officers to be there. Tell us exactly what it is and why you've decided to take this step.
You know, listen, we cannot strike. That is against state law, but everybody else gets to strike. We don't want to do a blue flu, obviously, but we want to exercise our right to be heard. And we're going to bring this right to City Hall, right where the mayor is, so he can hear us, so he can see the faces of the officers that he has been keeping wages from them for 3 years. This is not fair. And, you know, like I said, they're going to be all down at Summerfest City for Labor Fest, you know, preaching fair wages, you know, fair working conditions, except for police officers. The one job, we should ask the mayor to see what other city job they've had where their workers get shot and killed in the line of duty. And I tell you what, it's not going to be, you know, sanitation workers. It's not going to be welders. It's going to be police officers. This is the most dangerous job the city has, and he doesn't want to pay those people, my officers, a fair wage.
Alex, we have a question that came in on the Siding Unlimited talk and text line, and they say, what can Milwaukee residents do right now to help support you?
You know, if they want to come and join us and protest with us on Friday, we welcome it. Call the mayor. Call the mayor's office and tell him settle the wages for the police officers. Such a vital entity for the city. And he knows that we are still going to come and work. We're still going to put a badge on, and we're still going to protect the citizens of Milwaukee. He knows that, and he takes advantage of that.
At the protest on Friday, and this is what, at 10 o'clock at City Hall?
Yes.
Now, police officers who are on duty cannot attend that.
No, we strictly want to make sure we follow the rules. We don't want to get any on-duty officer in trouble. You know, that's not what we're here for. We're here to protect their rights. So we are asking for officers to be off duty. Obviously, you know, come and join us as part of their, you know, civic rights.
Do you expect to is anyone going to be speaking? Are you just going to be standing there with signs? I mean, what exactly are you going to be doing to protest?
Yes, we have some shirts made up. We have signs, and I'm going to be speaking. You know, we're going to do a media call out, and we're going to invite the media to be there. And then we're going to try to see if we can talk to the mayor after that.
Do you expect the mayor to come outside and talk to you?
I doubt it. He's not going to come out and talk to us. So,
have you gotten any feedback as to what he feels about this protest?
No, I have not gotten any feedback. I've not, you know, they have not reached out to me, and I have not heard any rumors yet. So we'll see. We'll see what this week brings.
Now, I have to ask you this because it's been in the news in a lot of cities, and you know we talked about these street takeovers that happened here on this weekend. You said you've heard that there were at least 9 of them overnight, Saturday into Sunday. A lot of cities are wondering if the National Guard might help. Obviously, we've seen a change in crime in D.C. since they've been there. Chicago is looking at the possibility the National Guard would be called there. Do you think that it would help with the shortage of police officers here in Milwaukee if the National Guard came into the city to assist with situations like we saw overnight?
That would clearly be a perfect example of having the National Guard come and help us until we get our staffing numbers right. I think that would be a great help, and I welcome it. Bring the National Guard to Milwaukee so they can give us a hand. I mean, if you saw the videos, I saw a video where they must have had thrown gasoline on the middle of the street because they were like doing all these donuts and these circles like in the middle of the street full of fire. I mean, this is ridiculous, and I already gotten some of these other opinions of, well, they're not hurting anybody, they're not doing anything. Well, that's just how it starts. You know, somebody's going to get hurt, somebody's going to get run over, somebody's going to, you know, air out their beef, their problems there, and then that's where the guns come out, and then you're going to have a shooting and a homicide, all because you hit my car or you hit me with your car. So this only escalates, and I think having the National Guard here would probably be beneficial so we can curb some of this crime.
Would the MPA send a letter to the president asking for the National Guard?
I don't know. I can. I mean, that's not an issue. But I know there's other protocols where, like, the city has to request it, and then it goes to the state and things like that. But I will definitely make a request, you know, to the White House to see if they can send the National Guard.
You're definitely going to do that.
I think at this point, the mayor's not listening to, you know, settling our wages and to getting more police officers through the door. I don't think I have a choice. I mean, if somebody needs to protect the citizens of Milwaukee, and if the mayor's not going to do it, I'm sure going to do everything I can to help that.
Alex, again, I did ask you the question about Friday and the protest. It's going to be at 10 o'clock at City Hall. Do you want people in the city to come out and join you and help support the police officers getting a raise?
I truly do welcome them. If there's any citizen that really feels that they have a vested interest in having a good police department, a well-paid police department in their city, I welcome those citizens to come and support us. You know, when Officer Kendall passed away, when he was murdered, I saw all the support that we got when that happened. I really expect, you know, something similar to that for citizens to come out and help us, because the mayor needs to listen to the citizens that elect them and put them in office.
Arbitration is scheduled for the end of September. When you get the answer from the arbitrator, will you accept it even if it's not what you're hoping for or expecting?
We have to. Like I said, if the arbitrator sees it fit that he chooses the city's wage offer, we don't have a choice. We will take that. But again, the city's going to lose. And that's what we're trying to reach out to the mayor to settle this before that. So we're giving them a chance, because if the city wins, we all lose, because those wages are not good enough for the officers that are currently working, where they could have gotten a better deal if they would have gone to a different jurisdiction. And that's what I keep hearing from the newer officers. They're waiting to see what this is going to happen with the arbitration, because if we don't win, if we don't get the MPA's wage offer, they're just going to quit, resign, and they're going to go somewhere else. So in case the city wins, get back to me when we finish arbitration, and I will start showing you the numbers of people that are going to resign and go somewhere else, because these wages are just not comparable to the suburbs that are offering sign-on bonuses, better wages, less calls for service, and a mayor that supports their police officers. I mean, plain and simple.
Alex Ayala, president of the Milwaukee Police Association. Thank you so much for sharing this with us this morning. Good luck to you on Friday. I hope you get a great turnout.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
It's 9:26 on WTMJ.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My wife recently had a major accident that involved her back. I felt blessed and lucky because Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin is on our side. She's on the way to healing. They've got the best imaging and best doctors, the best systems, and the best way of taking care of you. They've got experts when it comes to things like shoulders, knees, and hips. And it's not always surgery. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin will take care of you from beginning to end. Go to their website, ohow.com, ohow.com. Request an appointment. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Enjoy life at Capri. Where senior living's our expertise. Caring staff that help you when you need. Enjoy life at Capri. Making friends and memories. Living life to the fullest. You will love your new home. Enjoy life at Capri Communities.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back September 9th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Texas Rangers.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in September 9th at 7:05 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
It is 66 degrees at 9:29 on WTMJ. We're going to get to news in just a couple minutes. Stay with us. There's more ahead on Wisconsin Morning News.
There's a lot of noise coming out of Washington these days, but one thing retirees in Wisconsin can't afford to ignore is the new Big Beautiful Bill. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth. The changes buried in this bill could have a serious impact on your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we've dug into the details, and we want to make sure you know what's really at stake. The Big Beautiful Bill includes sweeping updates to tax brackets, Social Security thresholds, Medicare premiums, and retirement account rules. And for many retirees, it could mean higher taxes on your savings, more limits on deductions, and unexpected changes to your income plan. Maybe you're already retired, or maybe you're just a few years away. Either way, what you don't know could cost you thousands. That's why we're offering Wisconsin residents a free educational guide to help you understand how the new bill may impact retirees and questions to discuss with your trusted financial advisor. Just text the word tax to 414-897-9522. That's tax, T-A-X, to 414-897-9522. You'll get immediate access to expert insights from the team at Drake & Associates, retirement planners who have been serving Wisconsin for over 20 years. We focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you keep more of your money, avoiding surprises, and staying ahead of the curve no matter what Congress throws your way. So before the Big Beautiful Bill takes a bite out of your hard-earned savings, let's make sure your plan is designed to help prepare for uncertainty. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. That's TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping build retirement confidence right here in Wisconsin.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
It's 9:31. That was quite an interview with Alex Ayala, the president of the Milwaukee Police Association. We'll have to wait and see if he gets a response from the White House, just saying that as police officers, they would like to see the National Guard in the city to stop things like that street takeover. Nine of them. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Oh, okay. We've got Nizer Spencer in the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Nizer?
Thank you, Libby. Milwaukee leaders are responding to a surge in dangerous street takeovers across the city. Over the weekend, large crowds blocked intersections at spots including 6th and Clybourne, 76 and Good Hope, and Holton and Capitol, with cars performing stunts and even one person struck by a vehicle. At least 9 takeovers were reported. Police say there have been more than 50 of these incidents this year, often organized through social media. City officials are now backing new penalties, including a proposed $500 fine for spectators, as police continue cracking down on reckless driving tied to the takeovers. Milwaukee police need help locating a vehicle involved in a deadly hit-and-run crash. They're searching for a gray 2008 GMC pickup truck with Iowa plates and possible minor damage to the hood. The truck struck a pedestrian near 35th and Greenfield on Sunday and was last seen on National Avenue. After 50 years, the Mexican Independence Day Parade and Festival will not happen in Milwaukee this fall. The United Migrant Opportunity Services is pausing the event, citing federal funding constraints for nonprofits and the political climate. A social media post says the UMOS will focus on short-term resources that are most needed and reimagine future events. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. No major issues, no major delays, and full freeway speeds across the system.
Traffic is sponsored by Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. Go to rejuvenix.com for an appointment.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, sunny and beautiful with a high of 75. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 58. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 77. Wednesday, cloudy with a chance of showers and a high of 72. Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 62. And Friday, chance of showers, partly sunny throughout the day as well with a high of 65. Right now, in Madison, it's 63. In Waukesha, it's 65. And in Milwaukee, it's 67 degrees. I'm Nizer Spencer. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 9:33.
Let me ask you something, Nizer. You said that city leaders are proposing a $500 fine for spectators at these street takeovers.
Correct, yes. I assume that it's because it just causes so much,
Okay, but here's the thing, and Alex Ayala from the Milwaukee Police Association said, you get 2 squads. I saw the one video where there were 2 squad cars and hundreds of people. How are they even going to arrest a spectator to give them a $500 fine if found guilty, without having more support during the? If you had 9 of these, a minimum, and that's Alex Ayala said he heard there were at least 9 of these street takeovers in a single night. How could you possibly, with a shortage of police officers in Milwaukee, how could you even contain them, let alone arrest a spectator to slap a $500 fine on them?
Right. I don't know their plan, but it has to be very concise if they want to make that $500 fine go through. You know what I mean?
Or they'd have to bring in the National Guard. Okay, it is 9:35. Coming up in just a couple minutes, we're going to be joined by the plant doctor. It's Melinda Myers on the Labor Day edition of Wisconsin Morning News.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geis's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geisdoors.com. Geis has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geis at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geis. Visit them online at geisdoors.com.
Don't
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Don't miss the Alan Parsons Live Project, coming to the Riverside Theater Saturday, September 13th. One of rock's most spectacular sonic and visual experiences. The Alan Parsons Live Project will take you on a journey like no other. The Show Must Go On tour promises a night of progressive rock hits and a unique live concert experience that has captivated audiences worldwide. Tickets are on sale now at papstheatergroup.com or tune into What's on Tap August 28th and September 2nd for your chance to win.
Welcome back to the final half hour of Wisconsin Morning News. Eric and Vince will return tomorrow morning. It's 9:37. Well, it is the end of that season that we're taking care of our gardens, but Melinda Myers is the kind of person who never rests because she's here with us right now. And Melinda, you've got a couple of great events that are coming up just this week, sort of to wrap up the season.
You bet. And believe it or not, fall is a great time for planting. The soil's warm, the air is cool, easier on the plants and on the gardener. So I'm doing a webinar on Thursday night, the 4th of September, free for everybody to join me. We're going to talk about fall landscape planting and care, all the things we need to get your landscape in shape for the winter ahead.
What should we be planting right now?
You know, this is a great time to plant trees, shrubs, perennials, even some of those fall vegetables like radishes and lettuce that really mature in a short period and they're ready to harvest before the snow. And for those of us that can't get enough gardening, we can use row covers to extend the season even further.
Now, should you be watching out for anything? Because I talked to somebody the other day. She said she was digging in her garden. She had 9 wasp stings. That's a real problem this time of year.
It is. The German yellow jackets are out looking for food, and anytime you're gardening, the ground nesting bees, our native bees, are usually docile and don't bother us. You know, even bumblebees, I happened to stumble into a bumblebee hive that's underground. They were not really happy with me, and so you do want to be very careful as you garden and kind of get familiar. And the mosquitoes are out, so long sleeves. Yes, I was out weeding last night, and I got a lot of mosquito bites. So tonight I'm wearing my long sleeve shirt and I always have long pants on just to kind of protect myself a bit.
Can you remember mosquitoes being as bad as this?
No, we've had a pretty wet season, so lots of breeding ground for them. And boy, it's getting to be that point where there's lots of them and they're ready for a little meal.
How will that water we had, and obviously in this part of Wisconsin, we had a lot in a very short period of time. How will that affect the things that we've planted coming back in the spring?
You know, a lot of our soils, especially those with heavy clay, it's waterlogged. We'll have some root damage. There may even be some disease damage. Water in the fall is very important as well. We get so much early in the season and then it dries up in the fall and we don't think about watering. You know, it's been a while since some of us have received some water and the soil's getting a bit dry. So don't stop watering. Check the soil moisture before you water. Last winter, very open, warm, cold, very little snow. And that really wiped out a lot of our plants. Things that we've had for years, some plants that we really knew were good and hardy, but the crazy winter weather was really hard on them. So getting our plants ready for winter is very important. Mulching and watering if needed, not too much, and then just getting them ready for winter.
Well, you're going to be in Oak Creek on September 6th, so that's what, Saturday?
You bet.
And you've got a special garden party.
You bet. The community garden down there is hosting me, and we're going to spend a little time in their gardens, seeing what's happening in there. Then we'll move inside, and I'll talk about growing food and have some tips for those who are beginners, but also some ideas for those with lots of experience. And then, as every good gardening event has, we're going to share some treats from the garden. I have a great peach harvest, so I'm putting myself on record that I'm going to get busy harvesting and making maybe some peach cobbler to share with the group.
And I understand you're going to be bringing your new book along.
I am. My Midwest Gardener's Guide, and a portion of the proceeds will go help support this program because it's very important for us to grow food and help each other. I think gardening brings communities together. When we grow our food, we're more likely to eat fresh vegetables if we've grown them ourselves. And so making it accessible, we save energy because it's not being shipped across the country. It's more nutritious. delicious and it tastes better too.
And if you can't make it out next Saturday for the garden party in Oak Creek, tell us again about the webinar.
Fall planting and landscape care. And then all my webinars from this year are still available on my website, melindamyers.com. They're all free to watch thanks to my wonderful sponsors. And so there's a detailed handout available. So even as you watch the webinar, it's never enough time for me to tell you everything I want. So the handout gives you some links and some other resources to help you along the way.
Well, I think I need some help. So, Melinda, thank you so much for sharing this information with us.
Thank you.
Melinda is so delightful. I always love talking with her. It's 9:42 coming up in just a couple minutes. There is a huge closure that's going to tie things up for the next month and a half. We'll tell you about it after this on Wisconsin Morning News.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options, including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
Ken David Mazur's thoughtful and spectacular final season as music director of the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra kicks off in grand style as the MSO welcomes Stuart Goodyear to the Bradley Symphony Center as soloist in the Piano Concerto for the Left Hand by Maurice Ravel. This dazzling and inventive showpiece will be preceded by Swedish composer Andrea Torotti's festive overture. And then, in the second half, it's Richard Strauss's autobiographical work Ein Heldenleben, or A Hero's Life. With moving solos for the concertmaster, this piece features all that's best in Strauss, from its vast, sweeping design to lush harmonies and brilliant, masterful orchestration. The MSO's season opener, A Hero's Life, runs September 13th and 14th only. So reserve your tickets now while you still can. Visit MSO.org or call the box office at 414-291-7605.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia problems, cognitive decline. It's their specialty. They're great at it. And they also offer early memory loss classes. They can help your loved one with locations throughout our state, many here in southeast Wisconsin. I've been in their facilities. They're top notch. It's kindness at the core. It's compassion and empathy at Azura. Wisconsin based and family owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
9:44. There's an extended closure in a major interchange about to affect your ride. It all begins tomorrow. Debbie Lazaga has more details.
Commuters, get ready to adjust your drive. The DOT's Brian Purse told us that 2 major ramps at the Hale interchange are shutting down completely.
The first one is September 2nd. That's westbound 894 to southbound 43. And then the second system ramp, northbound 43 to eastbound 894. That closes 2 nights later, September 4th.
This full 45-day closure is for some serious bridge repairs, so you want to plan ahead to avoid getting stuck and keep your eyes open for those detours.
Thanks a lot, Debbie. I know you'll be on top of it, and what a nightmare that's going to be for the next month and a half. Up next, it's sports on WTMJ.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The Brewers came out swinging against the Blue Jays yesterday with an early homer by William Contreras, setting a hopeful tone for Milwaukee.
Contreras 1 for 9 in the series, and he launches one down the left field line. This one is back. It is at the track, gone. William Contreras, a 2-run blast. And the Brewers out to a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first.
But that was about as good as it would get yesterday. The Blue Jays took their revenge against the Crew with an 8-4 loss for the Brewers to end their time in Canada. The Brewers have a chance to redeem themselves when they face the Phillies later today. First pitch is at 3:10. Brewers warm-up with Dominic Cotroneo starts at 2 o'clock here on WTMJ. And Badgers volleyball fell to the Longhorns yesterday. Their next match is September 4th against UC Davis. Badgers sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Siding and a whole lot more. I'm Mark Wart for WTMJ Sports.
Did your mom and dad read to you when you were a kid?
Oh, all the time. What
was your favorite book?
There was a book called Peter and the Starcatchers. It was a prequel to Peter Pan.
Oh, I know that book.
My favorite series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, my mom and dad did, too, as did my grandparents. I mean, we were big into books. A lot of people don't do it anymore. And we're going to talk with somebody who says you definitely should be reading to your children, and she's going to tell you how to get some free books. It's all coming up here on Wisconsin Morning News. I'm Libby Collins, and for Eric and Vince.
Arvid, he fell asleep in the Perry sleeper again.
Come on, Ben, wake up.
Go away. I'm hibernating.
You can't hibernate.
I can in the Perry sleeper. It has 5 extra inches of sleep space.
And no painful bar in the middle of my back.
I'm going back to sleep. I set an alarm.
For what time?
April.
The Perry sleeper, starting at just $125 a month with no interest till September of 2028 through September 7th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Family owned, family operated, family values. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Have you been reading aloud to your children? Well, if you haven't, you might be making a big mistake. Joining us on our WTMJ hotline is Dee Dee Williams, Executive Director of Reach Out and Read Wisconsin. And what are statistics showing us, Dee Dee, about kids being read to? Because I can remember my mom and dad used to read to me all the time.
The number of parents reading aloud daily to their children has dropped significantly over the past decade. And the steepest decline is among younger Gen Z parents under the age of 30.
Why are we seeing such a decline with those parents under the age of 30?
Many say it's not fun anymore, which often reflects the competing demands on their time and the digital distractions all around us. Think about how much social media, short-form videos, and those constant screen notifications. Not only can these make it easier to turn to than picking up a book, that means story time is getting squeezed out of the family routine.
Do you think that has a lot to do with the fact that Gen Z kids didn't have their own parents read to them?
It's interesting that you would say that. There's different experiences for all of our families. For a family that did not have that modeling of reading out loud as a child, it may not come as second nature or first nature for that Gen Z parent. But to use a wide casting net for all of that generation is unfair because some parents, whether they have a college degree or not, they may have understood the importance of that snuggle time and making up their own stories, which is what Reach Out and Read tries to model and coach to our parents during those pediatric well child visits, that it's really the importance of reading aloud in those early years, which helps to wire the brain for learning. It builds the language skills. It strengthens memory. It improves focus. It sparks that curiosity and imagination, which is going to fuel a child's desire to learn. So when we think of preparing a child for school, we can't just stop at the physical supplies like the pencils, papers, and backpacks. We also have to prepare their minds, and story time is one of the most effective, low-cost, and joyful ways to do that. So that's what we want to make sure that we normalize and that we make sure we build that skills and confidence, that it doesn't matter what your educational attainment is. It's taking those 10, 15 minutes a day.
We're talking with Dee Dee Williams. She's Executive Director of Reach Out and Read Wisconsin. Dee Dee, does it matter what you read to your children?
With Reach Out and Read, when we come to those pediatric well visits, those children leave with a free book that's developmentally appropriate for their age. And it's also, we try to do a great job of picking out books that share different stories, culturally appropriate, celebrating the stories that they already hear and see in their lives and exposing them to new ones. But again, the activity of just bonding with your child and reading with them, you can never start too early. From day one, literally, babies benefit from just hearing language before they can talk. So that parent, if they're saying, oh, it's not fun, you can read what you want to read. You don't have to just read children. It's the pattern of your voice, the rhythm of your voice, the patterns of the speech, the emotional warmth of being held while hearing a story, using those different voice and intonations in your language. Those things build the blocks for language development. So we really want parents from starting at birth to start setting their child up for stronger language skills. If they don't have those books for developmental ages, it's okay. It's making up the stories, pointing to those images and pictures. That's what we want to be able to provide through our program. We want it to be a fun family habit.
Explain exactly what you do at Reach Out and Read Wisconsin. You've mentioned these pediatrician visits. Do you have to sign up to get that book when you go in, or what exactly do you need to do?
To be involved with Reach Out and Read Wisconsin, one just needs to first find out, is your pediatrician, is your family medicine clinician a Reach Out and Read site? So families can go to reachoutandread.org. They can click on the icon Find a Site, type in their zip code, and it will show them the clinics that are nearest to them that are a Reach Out and Read site. There is no registration to be in our program. All families are eligible. It is a universal program because we believe it is important for all families to receive the skills, coaching, modeling to make sure they become their child's first and best educator. So that's all they need to do. They'll know if they're in a Reach Out and Read program by checking on that site to see, is their clinic a registered site? And when they come in for that well child visit from birth to 5 years, that clinician will be delivering and prescribing a book for them that they will take home. And that's that opportunity to have that dialogue the modeling, the coaching to strengthen those skills.
It's a great program, Dee Dee. We can't thank you enough for joining us this morning. Dee Dee Williams, Executive Director of Reach Out and Read Wisconsin. Have a great day now.
Thank you, Libby.
9:56. It's going to be a beautiful and sunny Labor Day. We'll get up to about 75 degrees. Then tonight, clear down to 58. Tomorrow looks sunny again, 77 for a high. Then we start to cool down just a little bit on Wednesday with cloudy skies, a chance of showers, and only 72 for a high. On Thursday, partly cloudy and 62 for a high. Friday, we've got another chance of showers. It'll be partly sunny, moving back up to about 65 degrees. But those overnights, Thursday, Friday, we're going to get down into the 40s. So be prepared. It's definitely going to be fall-like weather. It is 67 degrees right now at WTMJ. Can't thank you enough for joining us today. It's been fun being in for Eric and Vince. They'll be back with you tomorrow morning, bright and early, as they always are, at 6 a.m. Coming up here after the news, we've got the ABC News Labor Day special. Then Scafidi is going to join you for WTMJ Outdoors, and we've got Brewers warm-up beginning at 2. I'm going to be back with you tomorrow evening, not morning, tomorrow nighttime, starting at 6, filling in for Sandy Max on What's on Tap. We've got a full show lined up for you, including talking with the son of the amazing Mel Torme. Steve March Torme is going to be joining us. I cannot wait to talk with him. We're also going to hear a little bit about Bucks Beats and how you can be part of it. We're going to hear from magician David Seabach. Yep, he'll be in the studio with us. And so much more. It's going to be a great, fun night on What's on Tap. I'm Libby Collins. Thanks so much for joining us today. And like we said, tomorrow morning, you got Vince and Eric back in the studio bright and early on Wisconsin Morning News.
From Barnes, the play